From over the bridge in Wareham, Hyannis has made their final trip out to Spillane Field this season to battle the Wareham Gatemen. Hyannis comes into the game with a record of 7-29-1, taking on the third place Gatemen in the West Division, team that struggled offensively over the last few games. Over the last 5, Wareham's hitting just .216 as a team. And they're taking on a Hyannis team that's looking to snap a 4-game losing streak here over the bridge at Spillane Field. For the Gatemen, meanwhile, they turn to the best arm on Cape Cod, the right-hander Ian Bedell from the University of Missouri. He's set to face the Harbor Hawks lineup, beginning with Jordan Westberg, right-handed hitting shortstop from Mississippi State. Right-hander Bedell gets the sign, comes home. Fastball low, we're underway. 6:44 p.m. the start time, as it's a sunny and slightly windy day here from Spillane Field. As Bedell's ready the next pitch, chopped foul to the left side. It's 1-1. For Ian Bedell, he's making his 6th start, 6th appearance on Cape Cod here for the Gatemen, where he last went 6 shutout innings with 8 strikeouts at Chatham. That was back on July the 10th. 1-1 to Westberg. He checks his swing, and he goes around 1-2. Westberg followed tonight by Ian Fair in the 2 spot. He'll be followed by Hunter Goodman, Jared DeSantillo, Brooks Carlson, Adam Hackenberg, Rowdy Jordan in the 7th spot, Bryce Teodosio hitting 8th, and Anthony Servideo rounding out the 9. Bedell gets the sign from the catcher Del Castillo. He puts the glove over the face. Now winds and fires. Fastball low. Count runs to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hyannis tonight in their road blue uniforms. Orange lettering and numbering with the white pants, blue pinstripes, blue belts, blue helmets, and the logo up on the top. 2-2. Breaking ball, strike 3. Westberg watches it go by as he's down on strikes for the first out of the inning. And Ian Bedell, 1 batter, 1 out, recorded his first strikeout here of the night. Ian Farrell stepped to the plate, sporting a new jersey today. Usually Ian sports number 37. He's got the number 40 up on his back. Bedell, the right-hander, fires home. Fastball just inside. Wareham Ball Club tonight wearing their home white uniforms. Maroon lettering and numbering. White pants with the maroon trim, as well as navy blue hats with the logo up on the top. Pitch to Fair. Breaking ball for a called strike. That maroon W up on top of the cap. Ian Bedell still working from the windup. Gets the sign, fires home. Check swing, it's pop foul. Right side gets out of play. Defense tonight for Wareham. Left to right in the outfield. Mike Antico, Braden Ward, Matthew Rudick. In the same way around the infield. Matt McLean, Benjamin Sems, Zach Mathis from LSU, and Jacob Teeter at first. 1-2. Ground ball left side on a couple hops to the shortstop Sems. Gloves fires to first just in time. Fair gave a hard 90, but beat out by about half a step for the second out of the inning. That brings up Hunter Goodman. Right-handed hitting, right fielder tonight from Memphis. Plays catcher as well as the corners for Hyannis. He digs into the right side. 0-0 here in the top of the first. Play just getting started with the right-hander Bedell firing home. Swing and a miss. Off speed pulls the strings on Goodman at 0-1. So Bedell back up on the rubber. He's working from the first base side of the mound. Glove over the face. Now comes home. Fastball that runs low. So Ian Bedell, 6'2", 198-pound right-hander from the University of Missouri. Hails from Davenport, Iowa. He's got a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Pitch. Fastball low. Bedell, 18 appearances at Missouri in 2019. Mostly a bullpen arm, as he only made 1 start, but a 1.56 ERA. Comes home. Goodman swings and crushes one deep left field. If it stays fair, it's gone, and it is just foul. Hooks just to the left of the foul pole, and Goodman misses a home run by just a couple of feet.
And the bullpen was pulling a wave down there at the end of the bullpen, trying to will that one to stay fair, and Goodman just missing that one.
Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tag applied by the catcher Del Castillo. That completes the strikeout. And Ian Bedell goes 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the first when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back from Spillane Field in the bottom of the first inning, things just about set to get underway with the right-hander Glenn Albanese towing the slab for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Right-hander stands at 6'6", 220 pounds. The right-hander out of the University of Louisville. Hails from Batavia, Illinois. And he's set to make his 6th appearance, his 4th start of 2019 for the Hawks. He'll face a Wareham lineup with just one righty. It goes like this. Braden Ward leading off from the left side. Matt McLean from UCLA, that one right-handed bat. He'll be followed by Jacob Teeter, Adrian Del Castillo, Dallas Beaver, Benjamin Sems, and the final third of the lineup, Matthew Rudick, Zach Mathis, and Mike Antico. So Ward digging into the box. They call one ball, although Albanese hasn't thrown a pitch. Maybe he gave a balk early, but it's already 1-0 with nobody out. Albanese fires home. Fastball high. So 2 balls, no strikes to Ward, who comes into the at-bat hitting .300. 3 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Albanese, the right-hander, comes home. Popped up left side toward foul ground. DeSantillo giving chase, moving back a bit to his right, has some room and makes the grab. So on the third pitch, Albanese records a pop out to third base in foul territory. And there's 1 down for Matt McLean. Hyannis defense tonight. In the outfield, Rowdy Jordan, Bryce Teodosio, Hunter Goodman from left to right. And around the infield the same way, Jared DeSantillo, Jordan Westberg, Anthony Servideo, and Ian Fair. Adam Hackenberg's behind the plate tonight, completing the battery with the right-hander Glenn Albanese. Righty rocks and fires. McLean swings away, pops it foul, up and out of play. McLean hitting .287 entering tonight's play. Again, this is a Wareham lineup that has not been so potent offensively over the last handful of ball games. Albanese fires home, swung on and lifted to right field fairly shallow. In comes Hunter Goodman, calls off Servideo going back, and he makes the grab. So 2 down. Albanese records 2 quick outs. Couple of pop-ups bring up Jacob Teeter to the plate. Albanese went 4 2/3 innings in his last outing. Gave up 1 earned on 4 hits. 4 strikeouts out at Lowell Park against Catuit. And that was part of a 6-2 Hyannis win back on July the 20th, 1 week ago. That was their last win to date. Albanese ready, the first offering. Heater right at the knees at 0-1. So since then, Hyannis has lost 4 straight. They're looking to avenge that here tonight at Spillane Field. Albanese kicks and delivers the 0-1. Swung on and lifted left side into short left field. Jordan Westberg going back. Rowdy Jordan coming in. It'll be Westberg to make the play, moving a bit to his right. That ends the first inning. So Ian Bedell goes 1-2-3. And Glenn Albanese calls him in the bottom half of the frame. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the second. It's Wareham 0, Hyannis 0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. To the second inning we go from Spillane Field. It'll be Jared DeSantolo leading off for the Hyannis Ball Club in the top of the second. He'll get his first crack at Ian Bedell of the day. DeSantolo hitting .293 with a pair of bombs, 8 runs batted in. He steps in, steps out, and steps back in from the left side. Bedell, the right-hander, ready, fires, swinging a tap into the glove, strike one. So Ian Bedell, a guy who has been a strict starter here for Wareham in 2019. Rocks and fires the next pitch. It's a fastball down. Although that's not the case in his time at Missouri. He was one of the top bullpen arms in really all the country. A 1.56 ERA in 40 and a third innings. Comes home, off speed, buries in the dirt. It's 2-1. But for Bedell, again, just one start in his sophomore season. Although Jerry Weinstein and the Wareham club letting him be a starter here in 2019 as DeSantolo cuts and misses through the next offering. Count levels. 36 strikeouts in those 40 and a third for Bedell. As the right-hander throws the arms out in front of his chest area, now comes back into the stretch, or the set rather. The windup in the 2-2. Swing and a miss. DeSantolo strikes out. That's the third punch out of the night for Ian Bedell. And there's one down for the next hitter, Brooks Carlson, right-handed hitting designated hitter from Samford. So 4 up, 4 down with 3 strikeouts for the righty Bedell. He's working quickly, and he's been cruising as the first pitch to Carlson misses a bit low. And again, Ian Bedell, guy who didn't start a whole lot at college, has done nothing but start for Wareham, has pretty much been the best arm on the Cape all summer. Carlson checks his swing at a breaking ball. It's a called strike with the pitch anyway. It's 1-1. So good that he got the start in the All-Star game back on Sunday at Eldridge Park in Orleans. Bedell threw an inning scoreless for the West Division. And here he is on the bump tonight, the 1-1. Fastball low. This is his first appearance since then. This is his first appearance in a regular season game since July the 10th. So 17 days since his last start. 2-1. Fastball low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, Bedell struck out 8 his last time around at Chatham. That was part of a 7-0 Wareham win. Pitch to Carlson. Ground ball left side. Fielded on one hop by McLean charging in. Whips across the diamond in time. So Carlson retired on the 5-3 putout. It's 5 straight retired to start the ballgame for Bedell. That'll bring up Adam Hackenberg. So Hackenberg, the catcher, making the start tonight. He didn't play last night. Goodman did the catching duties. Goodman enters, or rather, Adam Hackenberg enters today's play, hitting .200. Bedell, the right-hander, rocks and delivers. Breaking ball. That's on the zone for strike 1. Hackenberg just watches it go by. Now, Goodman struck out swinging to end the first, but Bedell induced a long strike as the pitch to Hackenberg comes in, a swing and a miss. So Hunter Goodman absolutely torched a fly ball down the left field line. Only missed being a home run by a matter of a couple feet, sailed just to the left of the foul pole. Bedell's ready, the 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. 6 batters faced, 6 retired, and 4 punched out for the righty Ian Bedell through an inning and a half. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the second. It's Wareham 0, Hyannis 0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the second set to get underway from Spillane Field. 0-0 the score between the road visiting Hyannis Harborhawks and the hometown Wareham Gatemen, with Wareham sending up their 4-5-6 to the plate against righty Glenn Albanese. He kicks and delivers. Fastball low to the hitter Adrian Del Castillo. Del Castillo, a catcher from the University of Miami. He's hitting .254 with 4 bombs, hitting from the left side. Righty Albanese fires home. Fastball up. So 7 lefties follow Matt McLean in the order today. McLean hitting from the number 2 spot, the lone right-handed bat. Albanese comes home. Breaking ball, clips the outside corner. It's 2-1. 8 of the 9 Wareham hitters hitting from the left side. 7 straight to end the order. Pitch from Glenn. Tapped foul off the glove of the catcher Hackenberg, and it gets back to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Albanese retired the Wareham top third of the lineup in order. Trio of pop-outs, 1 to Braden Ward to third base, 1 to Matt McLean to right, and 1 to Teeter to shortstop. 2-2. Fastball misses just outside. The count runs full. So 0-0 the score here from Spillane Field. Infield playing back with nobody on. The windup and the 3-2. Fastball low, ball 4. That gets by the catcher Hackenberg as Adrian Del Castillo runs down to first, takes a turn, and is going to move back to the bag. But the first base runner of the ball game reaches courtesy of the walk. So Del Castillo aboard. This will bring up Dallas Beaver. Beaver doing the designated hitting tonight. He's also a catcher, hails from South Carolina. So a pair of catchers hitting from the 4-5 spot. Although Del Castillo doing the duties behind the plate in the field tonight. Albanese works to the stretch for the first time. Slide steps home, line drive down the left field line. That's going to tail just foul. Rowdy Jordan gave a little bit of a courtesy chase, but watched it drop to the left of the chalk. It's 0-1. Beaver hitting .312. As he grabs his bat back from the man on deck, Benjamin Sems, exchanges a friendly word. Then he moves back to the box. Del Castillo getting a short lead at first. He's being held on by Fair. Servideo shaded towards second base, so a nice hole on the right side for the lefty Beaver. Albanese glances at the runner, now throws over. Back head first as the runner, Adrian Del Castillo. So Albanese has a tough task at hand, being asked to go toe-to-toe with right-hander Ian Bedell from Missouri. Right-hander had a good first inning. Now Albanese comes home. Fastball tapped and fouled away. That gets out of play over by the tennis courts that reside just beyond Spillane Field. But again for Bedell, a guy who's been as good as anybody on the Cape this summer. In fact, there's only been a single inning all season he's allowed to run. Albanese comes to the stretch, glove at the belt. 0-2. Called strike 3. Albanese records strikeout number 1 of the evening. He freezes Dallas Beaver for out number 1. And this will bring up Benjamin Sems with 1 out and 1 on. So Sems hails from Kansas. Albanese gets his first K on the board. But for Ian Bedell, he's done nothing but rack up strikeouts over the course of his last 2 starts. He had 7 2 starts ago against Orleans, and 8 against Chatham. Albanese fires over. Fair applies the tag, but back safely the runner, Del Castillo. Bedell also struck out 1 in the All-Star game. He faced the minimum, just 3 batters. He got a double play to get out of it after giving up a hit to Wyatt Young to lead off the ball game. So Sems standing in from the left side, bat above the head, as he watches an off-speed pitch go away. So for Bedell, an ERA of 0.70, exactly 0.70 entering today's play. 25 2/3 innings pitched. He's only walked 3 guys. He's struck out 28. Albanese comes home, swinging a pop-up left side foul. This is going to get onto the building just beyond Spillane Field as well. For Bedell, those 2 earned runs came against Orleans back on July the 5th. He had thrown 19 and a third scoreless innings before allowing a couple of runs on a couple of extra base hits. Albanese, the righty, comes set. He glances at the runner and now fires home, swinging a foul back to the backstop. And speaking of extra base hits and Ian Bedell, he's given up 3 of them the whole summer. He hasn't given up more than 2 runs in any start. In fact, only the 2 runs he's allowed all season. And he's only given up 3 extra base hits. Double to Shea Whitcomb, a double to Zach Daniels of Orleans, and a double to Ben Ramirez of the Chatham Anglers. Albanese checks the runner again. Del Castillo with a short lead. Now he comes home. Weak tap back to the glove, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for the righty Albanese. And there's 2 down in the bottom of the second frame. This will bring up Matthew Rudick, left-handed bat from San Diego State. He'll face Albanese for the first time. Albanese came into today with an ERA that, as he fires home the first pitch, off-speed down. Albanese has an ERA sitting at 5.51, 16 and a third innings pitched, although he's been pretty sharp as he's moved into a starting role. First 2 appearances came out of the bullpen. This is his 4th consecutive start. 1-0 comes in. Fastball high. And he's going against a Wareham team that has really struggled to swing the bats offensively over their last handful of games. They're still atop the Cape League in almost every offensive category. First in average, 279. Tied for first in on base, first in hits. The 6-6 Albanese works from the stretch. Checks the runner a couple times, comes home. Fastball dots the outside corner, 2-1. But they just haven't been swinging it over their last handful of games. Gateman hitting just .216 as a team over the last 5 games, .238 over the last 10 games. 0-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Albanese, the righty, fires home to the lefty Rudick, who swings and fouls it off. Now, Wareham was sitting atop the West Division for quite some time, but they've given way to the Falmouth Commodores, as well as the Cotuit Kettleers. Wareham sits with 39 points, 19-17-1 record. 1 point behind the Kettleers, 6 points behind the Commodores. As Albanese looks over at first base, fair holding him on. Now runner takes off, the pitch fouled away. Squiggled on the ground to the left side, back toward the Hyannis dugout. Count will stay at 2-2 with 2 outs. It's going to be hard for anybody to stop Falmouth right now. Commodores have currently won 9 straight games. 9 straight games entering play today. And they took game 1 against the Bourne Braves, so you can notch it up to 10 straight victories for Jeff Trundy's squad. Albanese, the righty, fires home. Runner takes off, swinging a line drive into right center field. Goodman backing up, reaches up, leaps up, and makes the grab. So that ends the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. Hunter Goodman moved back and a bit to his right, timed the leap perfectly to make the grab and end the frame. Through 2 innings of play, it's Hyannis 0, Wareham 0. We'll go to the third when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Hyannis sends the bottom third of their order to the plate in the top of the third here from Spillane Field. In a scoreless ballgame, it's been a pitcher's duel to this point as Ian Bedell takes the rubber again for the Wareham Gatemen, as Rowdy Jordan will step in to lead things off for the Harbor Hawks. He'll be followed by Bryce Teodosio and Anthony Servideo in the frame. As Bedell winds and fires, first pitch of fastball roped into right field. That'll fall for a base hit. In between Mathis and Teeter, Rowdy Jordan not wasting any time getting things started for Hyannis here in the third. He's aboard with the first hit of the night for the orange and blue. That'll turn things over to Bryce Teodosio. So Bedell entering this inning had gone 6 up, 6 down with 4 punch-outs. But Rowdy Jordan getting the better of the right-hander this time as Teodosio takes his catch from the right side for the first time against the Missouri right-hander tonight. So Hyannis forcing Bedell to work from the stretch. Gets a side from his catcher, Del Castillo. Now comes set. Spinning checks back on Jordan at first. He's in standing up. And for Bedell, 4 strikeouts through the first 6 batters he faced. Just as he's done all season, sparkling on Cape Cod. Dazzling again here tonight at Spillane in front of the home crowd. First pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Knocked down by the catcher, Del Castillo. No advance for Jordan over at first. And for Bedell, a season high in strikeouts of 8. That came in his last start in a Gateman uniform, excluding the All-Star game. He picked up a win in which he went 6 innings in that contest. Gave up just 1 hit. Teodosio ready. Watches a fastball catch the outside corner for a strike to even the count 1-1. And Lyle touched upon it earlier. The minuscule ERA for Bedell coming into tonight. 0.70. Dealing with the runner aboard here in Rowdy Jordan as Teodosio watches another fastball. Bedell pushed it just a bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. So for the Clemson Tiger, Teodosio entering the night with a .211 average. Been seeing some sporadic playing time, but he's made the most of it over the course of the last couple of games. He's been in the lineup for Chad Gassman. 2-1. Bouncer to the shortstop, Sems. He's going to go to second for 1. Return throw to first to Teeter. In time, a double play. Teodosio bounces into a 6-4-3 twin killing. So just like that, the Rowdy Jordan base hit is erased. And 2 outs on the board for Ian Bedell. That'll bring up Anthony Servideo. Teodosio just a bit out in front of him, off-speed delivery from Bedell. Got him to roll one over to Sems. Made the play moving slightly to his right. And now Servideo steps in, batting out at the number 9 spot tonight, a 133 hitter. As he watches a fastball low and away. So for Bedell, still facing the minimum to this point. So 1-0 pitch comes in, fastball, same spot, can't pick up the call. 2 balls, no strikes to Servideo. And on the flip side for Glenn Albanese, he's faced just 1 over the minimum. Was courtesy of an Adrian Del Castillo free pass. 2-0, foul tipped off the glove of Del Castillo to the backstop, 2-1. So these 2 squads will square off twice tomorrow. That'll take place over the bridge at McKeon Park. Bedell into his motion, a 2-1 offering. Foul tipped again into the glove of Del Castillo. Count pulls even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wareham trying to get the better of Hyannis for the 4th time here in 2019. Bedell's 2-2. Strike 3 called, he got him looking. Strikeout number 5, and he fans Servideo. Absolutely froze him like a statue to end the inning. So Bedell, aided by a double play, gets out of the jam unscathed. We're still scoreless here from Spillane Field. Wareham coming up on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Wareham back to the plate for action in the bottom of the third. Glen Albanese back to the hill for more for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. He'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Gateman lineup. Zach Mathis, Mike Antico, and Braden Ward. Louisville Cardinal winds and fires. Fastball slapped on the ground toward Westberg. Makes the play glove side. Throw to fair at first in time for out number 1. He gets Mathis on just one pitch to start the bottom of the third. So Albanese going toe for toe with Ian Bedell on the hill.
Well, he absolutely is. He's been throwing the ball really well thus far. He gets some nice help from his defense right there. That was a tough hop to Westberg at short. He played it perfectly, moving just a bit back. Then a nice spin and throw on a strike to Ian Fair at first base.
So Ian Bedell was aided by a double play to get out of any Hyannis trouble after a leadoff single from Roundy Jordan. That time right there, the Hyannis shortstop paying dividends for Glen Albanese. New batter Mike Antico steps in. He watches a fastball away. Count 1-0. So for Antico, getting the nod in the lineup for Jerry Weinstein. A .234 hitter playing left field as he watches another pitch run away. 2 balls and no strikes. Another beautiful day for baseball here from Spillane Field. A slight wind blowing across the ballpark. As Albanese fires a 2-0. Pop up under the shallow grass in left center. Westberg racing back, coming in. The left fielder Jordan, and nobody's going to make the play. It falls in between them as Antico took a wide turn around first. He's back to the bag safely as the throw came into Servideo. And it looked like just a bit of a miscommunication between Westberg and Jordan. Not sure who was going to call it. Nobody did, and it ended up hitting the outfield grass.
Yeah, a couple of teammates at school at Mississippi State just not quite on the same page of communication. That's likely Jordan's ball as he has the easier route coming in. Westberg went a long way out to try to make that play. He had a chance, but he stopped just short as he kind of hit the brakes as Rowdy Jordan was coming in, but nobody came all the way out or in to make the play.
So a small blip on the radar as Albanese is forced to work from the stretch as Wareham returns back to the top of the order for Braden Ward. Spinning a fire back to first, in standing the runner Antico. Now Ward's 0 for 1 on his evening so far. Flew up to Jared DeSantolo and foul ground his first time around. Short lead for the runner Antico at first as Albanese gets a sign from his catcher Hackenberg. He's set, lifts the leg and fires. Breaking ball in for a strike. Starting to stop at first from Antico, but no throw from Hackenberg. DeSantolo came charging in from third, perhaps expecting a bunt. The count, no balls and 1 strike. Albanese in need of a double play. Ian Bedell got one to get out of the last inning. Right-hander set, fires. Fastball up and away. So Jared DeSantolo known to play in on the infield grass a little bit at the high corner. And that's where he stands right now, a couple of steps in front of the lip of the grass. Jordan Westberg and Anthony Servideo at double play depth, with Ian Fair holding on the runner behind Glen Albanese at first. 1 on, 1 out. A 1-1 count to the hitter Ward. Pitch. Bouncing ball toward the right side of the infield and through into right, a base hit. Scooped up by Hunter Goodman. Station to station goes Mike Antico up to second base. So back-to-back singles from Antico and Ward. Have the Gatemen in business here in the third inning against Albanese. Fastball in the inner half of the plate. Ward didn't miss it. They sent the chopper past Anthony Servideo and Ian Fair into right. Not trying to do too much, just a simple base hit. And it puts him in scoring position for Matt McCain. So Albanese this season, longest outing has been 5 innings. Worked himself into a bit of trouble in that game, but has calmed down a little bit in his last start that came on July the 20th. First pitch, both runners taken off. Hackenberg's throw to third is going to be not in time. Mike Antico off with the pitch, as well as Braden Ward. Both men safe at their respective bags, and 2 men in scoring position now. With just 1 out in the inning, that provides Matt McCain a sac fly opportunity. This is a guy who's got 19 RBIs on the summer so far. A big chance to put the Gatemen on the board early here at Spillane Field. Albanese trying to work around damage. 0-1 breaking ball into the dirt. Knocked down by Hackenberg as it goes slightly off to the right of home plate. So in Albanese's last start, it was a 6-2 win, as Lyle touched upon earlier, against the Cotulla Kettleers. Glenn went 4 2/3 in that one. Gave up just 1 earned run on 4 hits and struck you out 4. Already picked up half of that total tonight, fanning a couple back in the second inning. Got Dallas Beaver and Benjamin Sems to go down. 1-1 to McCain. Fastball foul tipped off the glove of Hackenberg behind home plate. A ball and 2 strikes the count. And for Glenn in his season with the Louisville Cardinals, had a very small workload. Only went 9 2/3 in his school season as a sophomore. He's really taken an opportunity up here on Cape Cod to showcase what he's got in that right arm. Working into his 3rd inning, inheriting a tough situation with a couple in scoring position. Time is called as Albany steps off the back of the rubber. McCain wants some time to think things over. Getting some signals from Jerry Weinstein down the third baseline. Right-hander set, kicks and fires. 1-2 pitch just inside, brushing back the hitter McCain off the plate a bit. 2-2 the count with 1 down. Zach Mathis started this frame off with a hard shot to shortstop. It was a nice play by Jordan Westberg, but since it's been back-to-back singles. Albany's peering down at Adam Hackenberg as he gets a sign. Set at the bell to look to third, now comes home. 2-2 pitch in the air toward left center, sending Teodosio as well as Jordan back to the wall. Teodosio's got it lined up, he'll make the grab. Tagging from third, coming in to score Antico, but the throw to third is offline. Albanese backs it up slightly down the third baseline, but sliding in safely, Braden Ward. The run comes in off the sac fly from Matt McCain to make it 1-0 Gateman.
Well, McLean gave it a ride, more than enough to get the job done. They hit it pretty hard out to left center. Teodosio didn't have a problem making the play, and then on top of that, he made one heck of a throw, spinning and firing to third base. Just a little bit short of DeSantillo. Couldn't pick it on the hop, and it allowed Ward to go from second to third.
So Wareham draws first blood here at Spillane Field. Still a runner at third base, that's Braden Ward. And the task does not get any easier as Jacob Teeter steps in. He blasts one to right center. Teodosio back a couple steps. He'll make the catch in front of the track, though, to end the inning. A couple of plays for Teodosio in center to end the frame, but not before a sac fly from Matt McCain puts the Wareham Gatemen on the board. It's 1-0 from Spillane Field. Hyannis coming to the plate, trying to even things up on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis sends the top of the order to the plate in the 4th inning. Jordan Westberg, Ian Fair, and Hunter Goodman set to do battle with the Missouri starter Ian Bedell. Hyannis has yet to figure out the combination to crack the code of the right-hander on the hill. He's been one of the best pitchers on Cape Cod, and he's showing why in front of the home crowd tonight at Spillane Field. And his Gateman teammates have gotten him a 1-0 lead. Westberg stands in for the second time, takes a fastball inside, count 1-0. And Westberg was the first of 5 strikeout victims so far tonight for Ian Bedell. 1-0. Breaking ball, some good bite to it. Catching the outside corner, 1-1. And Westberg, no slouch at the plate, but Ian Bedell has been carving up this Hyannis lineup. It's 1-1 fastball, runs just a bit outside, 2-1. Bedell has just made it look so easy on the mound this season. Right-hander winds and fires, 2-1. Westberg in the air toward deep left field. Way back there, but that's going to hook just foul. A couple of times, Hyannis hitters have gotten a hold of one down the left field line. Hunter Goodman did it a bit earlier. Pushed one just foul by inches. Spadel's 2-2 offering. Breaking ball just up high. Swells the count. Full 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that blast from Hunter Goodman got the bullpen a bit excited down there. Patrick Fredrickson jumping up and down in excitement. The payoff pitch to Westberg. Ground ball left side, past the diving glove of McLean and into left field, a base hit. Westberg hits the bag at first, a long turn around the bag, but he'll pull up there. A hot shot single down the left field line, sneaking it past McLean. Now Westberg picks up a second base hit of the night for Hyannis. That'll bring in Ian Fair.
Well, he hit that hard. McLean was playing a little bit off the line and couldn't get back in time. As for Westberg, thought about going to second, but played the safe route and just hit the brakes to retreat back to first.
So Ian Fair trying to follow up Westberg. But out from the stretch, first pitch, a fastball at the knees called strike 1. The last time Hyannis got a runner aboard, it was Rowdy Jordan. That was the first time all night that Hyannis had reached base. How did Bedell follow it up? Well, he worked into a double play. 0-1. Another fastball right down Broadway. Fair takes it for a called strike 2. Ian Bedell flashing all of his stuff tonight in his arsenal. Got a big fastball, comes home with a 0-2. Fair sends it in the air to right center, falling fast and in front of the center fielder Ward, a base hit. Back-to-back knocks off the starter Bedell. As Westberg goes up to second, Ian Fair stops at first. And 2 hits to start the Hyannis half of the 4th inning. That'll bring in Hunter Goodman.
Well, he wins the Ian battle right there, but just takes a pitch high up in the zone, sprays it the other way, and Fair just continues to hit and hit. That's now 12 of his last 13 games he's recorded a hit.
Ian Fair has certainly made the most of each and every opportunity he's gotten in a Hyannis uniform this season. Second stint with Hyannis really opening some eyes. Runner in scoring position for Hyannis with Goodman at the dish, the RBI leader on Cape Cod. He's got 35. Spinning a look back to second. Watching Westberg back to the bag. So Goodman looking to do what he did in his last at bat, except just keep it fair down the left field line. First pitch from Bedell. Fastball outside. Sliding to his right to corral at Del Castillo. Count a ball and no strikes. This Hyannis ball club struggled to score runs at times. Just 1-9 in their last 10 contests. 1-0 to Goodman comes in. Fastball on the outside corner evens the count. And that's been the story of the season for Hyannis for the most part. They've been able to put up runs in bunches, though, however. And last time they were here at Spillane Field, they did just that. They put up 10 runs, although a losing effort. They wound up falling 12-10 in a shootout. 1-1 to Goodman. Breaking ball in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, Del Castillo. Both Westberg and Fair going to advance a bag into scoring position. From Bedell. A rare mishap. Buries one in the dirt. Del Castillo couldn't corral it. Goodman steps out of the box with a count of 2-1. Bedell's yet to walk anybody tonight. On his season, he's walked just 3. Not a guy known to miss often. A pitch to contact guy and certainly has some swing and miss stuff. Worked himself into a bit of a jam against Hyannis here in the 4th as Goodman waves and misses over the top of a low breaking ball. Count moves to 2-2. Bedell trying to battle his way back. Westberg at third, Fair at second. Arborhawks threatening here in the 4th inning. Right-hander with the tan glove set of the Gateman logo on the chest as Goodman chops one left side of the infield foul just in front of the third base bat. Westberg went scampering home on contact. Count will hold at 2-2 as Bedell resets atop the rubber. So 2 on, nobody out. Goodman will be followed by Jared DeSantolo, who's also up for 1. Goodman stands in from the right side, stares down Bedell on the rubber. Pitch just outside. Goodman thought about going around. Instead, wise to lay off of it, and the count moves to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just a second batter that Bedell's gone to a full count within the ballgame. Right-hander ready, payoff pitch. Into the dirt, swing and a miss, strike three. Tag applied from Del Castillo behind the plate. As Goodman fans for the second time tonight. Strikeout number 6 for Ian Bedell. And a nice bounce back off of a wild pitch that got 2 into scoring position. Now Jared DeSantolo will try and see what he can do. Now Bedell has no doubt been one of the best arms on the Cape. Certainly a big-time pitching prospect, helping out his stock quite a bit on the elbow of Massachusetts this summer. As DeSantolo swings at the first pitch, pop up into shallow left, racing back to shortstop Sems. The left fielder Antico comes on to make the grab. Not deep enough for Westberg to try and tag and score, so 2 down. DeSantolo not happy with himself on the way back to the dugout. Fly out to left. He's 0 for 2. That'll bring in Brooks Carlson as the last hope here in the 4th inning with 2 away. But back to Bedell. Big-time pitching prospect. Was expected to be off the board a bit early in the 2018 draft. He showed off all of the pitches here tonight. Tailing fastball, about a 3/4 arm slot delivery. He is certainly a unique guy to have on the mound as he fires on a fastball low to Carlson, 1-0. Or rather, a called strike. They're going to rule it. Carlson went around as Chad Gassman not happy down the third baseline. Turning the head in a bit of disgust. So the count, instead of 1-0, 0-1 on Carlson. He's ready from the right side. Pitch from Bedell. Fastball again, called strike at the knees, 0-2. Now it's Carlson again, a bit frustrated as he steps out of the box. Bedell just 1 strike away from wiggling out of one heck of a jam. Hyannis put 2 in scoring position with nobody away. It was a strikeout. He worked to Hunter Goodman and a flyout to DeSantolo. 0-2 to Carlson. Bounding ball right side of the infield. Gloved by Teeter. Take it to the bag himself. Inning over. So after back-to-back base hits to start the inning by Westberg and Ian Fair, the following 3 go for naught as Ian Bedell works his way out of a jam again. The Gatemen hold the lead 1-0. They'll be back at the dish when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Adrian Del Castillo, Dallas Beaver, and Benjamin Sems, the 3 to the plate against Glen Albanese. Back for more here in the 4th inning. It's been a pitcher's duel to this point from Spillane Field, just past 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Cape Cod. 1-0 our score as Del Castillo takes his place from the left side of the box. First pitch from Albanese, fastball downstairs. Lights are on here from Spillane. Sun's starting to tail off. They approach nightfall as Albanese winds and fires. Fastball a bit low. Got to pick up a strike at the knees of Del Castillo. Instead, the count 2-0. Del Castillo's worked his way on once tonight. Drew a walk in the 2nd inning. That was the first base runner that Albanese allowed. 2-0 pitch, another fastball. Couldn't pick out the bottom of the zone again. Del Castillo's worked himself in the driver's seat. 3 balls, no strikes as Albanese takes a bit of a stroll behind the mound. Albanese gave up just 3 walks in his school season. Comes home with a 3-0 here. Misses outside, ball 4. Del Castillo finds himself aboard via the second free pass he's drawn tonight on just 4 pitches to start the 4th inning for the Gatemen. That'll bring in the South Carolina product Dallas Beaver. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout tonight. He's batting here with 1 on, nobody out. Gateman trying to rattle the Louisville Cardinal on the rubber and extend this lead. Currently stands by just a single tally on the scoreboard. First pitch from Glenn, off speed, in for a strike. And Glenn mainly a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, changeup, curve, and mixes in a slider now and then. Trying to match Ian Bedell, who has been marvelous tonight for the Gatemen. A 1-pitch fastball comes in high, a ball and a strike to count. And you talk about the accolades for Ian Bedell, you could go on for days, but Glenn Albanese, in his own right, had himself quite the high school and collegiate baseball career. Looks back over to first as he checks on Del Castillo. Comes set of 1-1, starting to stop at first. This one blasted in the air to right center, sending back Goodman and Teodosio to the wall. It's going to get over the head of Goodman and one hop the fence. Rounding second, headed for third, Del Castillo. The throw back into the second baseman, Servideo. Stopping at third, Del Castillo. Cruising into second with a double. That's Dallas Beaver. Now Wareham striking quickly in the fourth inning. They've got 2 on.
Well, Dallas Beaver just took what was given to him, a pitch on the inner half of the plate, and he crushes it out to right center. Goodman not really having a chance to get back to it as it sailed over his head. And Wareham threatening again. They got 1 back in the previous inning. But Albanese has got a little bit of a jam to work himself out of here.
Well, Ian Bedell was able to work himself out of this situation in the last inning. Pretty much a mirror image of what went on for Hyannis on the top of the frame. It'll be Benjamin Sems, the hitter from the left side. One of 8 lefties worked into the lineup for Jerry Weinstein as he watches a fastball up and away. Albanese has walked 2 tonight. Both free passes coming to Del Castillo, and now pitching coach Ray Korn emerges from the dugout. He's on his way out to have a quick chat. Calls out Adam Hackenberg as the Clemson Tiger just going to go over a few things with Albanese to try and calm him down. He's missed with the location a bit. Del Castillo worked a 4-pitch walk to start the inning. Then Dallas Beaver cracking the double into deep right center. So the Gatemen threatening here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 on, nobody out. Benjamin Sems, not an easy guy to retire. He's picked up 14 ribbies on his summer. That was a .290 average to go with it. Short meeting on the mound as Korn will make his exit. Hackenberg back behind the plate. Sems patiently waiting outside the lefty batter's box. Wareham trying to tally a few more here in the 4th inning. A win tonight would put him at 20 on the nose. Came into action 19-17-1. Hyannis trying to avoid hitting the 30 mark in losses this summer. Albany set. He's got a count of 1-0. The pitch to Sems. Fastball in the air to right, or rather to center. Sending Teodosio back. Coming in a few steps now. Westberg lined up for the cut. The throw is going to come into him. Tagging from third to score the runner, Del Castillo. No play at the plate. He'll cross safely. 2-0 Gateman on the sac fly from Benjamin Sems.
Well, both runs coming on sac flies so far. So Glenn Albanese still limiting damage to some extent, but that ball was plenty deep enough to get the job done to score Del Castillo.
So that'll bring in Matt Rudick. Albanese hasn't gotten knocked around the yard a whole lot tonight. A couple of free passes set the table for that sac fly. Del Castillo crossing the plate to make it 2-0. Still a runner in scoring position. That's Dallas Beaver. First pitch, a breaking ball from Albanese. Picks up the outside corner, called strike 1. And for Glenn, a guy who's given up 23 hits on the summer, entering the ballgame tonight. A guy that is known to give up his fair share of hits. The Gatemen just doing what they have to do, playing some small ball, few sac flies as the breaking ball misses outside. Count evens 1-1. Really, the one piece of hard contact was the double from Dallas Beaver, who stands 180 feet away. Rudick trying to erase an 0 for 1 to this point. 1 on, just 1 out. Right-hander Albanese gives a look to second, now fires home. Fastball lined left side, that'll hook foul. But for Glenn, it's been a good start to this point. Hasn't gotten knocked around the yard like I mentioned a little bit, but for Wareham, offense has been struggling the last couple games. Feels like they might be due for a breakout sooner than later. The Louisville Cardinal trying to make sure that doesn't happen. Hold these hometown gatemen in check. 1-2 to Rudick. Fastball up high by the letters. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Lyle touched upon this a bit earlier, but the average over the last 10, tipping down toward the 200 mark, 238. Wareham offense has pieced up Albanese here and there tonight. Looking for a major breakthrough as a 2-2 to Rudick comes in. That one's lined into center. That's going to fall in front of TDLCO. Another base hit. He muffs it in center. And now getting the wave around third, Dallas Beavers. TDLCO fires it back to second. Standing up with a double, Matt Rudick off the error in center from TDLCO. That scores another run. Dallas Beaver crosses the plate. 3-0 Gateman. Just a rare mishap in center for TDLCO, who's usually so sure-handed out there.
Yeah, he just kind of tried to come in on it. He realized at the last minute he wasn't going to have a diving opportunity at the play, so he hit the brakes a bit. The ball just went off the tip of his glove.
So a mishap from the Clemson Tiger in center. 3-0 the score. Wareham on top here from Spillane. Matt Rudick trading places with Dallas Beaver out at second base. So still a man in scoring position in favor of the Gateman with just one out. The hitter, Zach Mathis, pops one up left side. That'll drift back into the crowd and become a souvenir. Now, Wareham, an offense that put up just 5 runs over the course of their last 3 games, a stretch in which they went just 1-2. Striking for 3 here. Not through 4 innings, and still a chance now at the bottom of the order, and Zach Mathis and Mike Antico set to hit. 0-1. Fastball fouled back off the home plate umpire. Might have gotten a piece of Hackenberg as well. Albanese has worked himself into a count of 0-2 on Mathis. Wareham second baseman 0-1. Sent a hot shot to Jordan Westberg his first time around. Very small sample size for Mathis as well, just 0-4. Made just 1 appearance in a Gateman uniform this summer. Albanese a long pause as Hackenberg rolls through the sides behind the plate. The Cardinals 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, smothered by Hackenberg. No advance at second base for Rudick. Wareham really working the pitch count up for Albanese here in this inning. This inning's featured a walk, a double, a sac fly. And Matt Rudick now stands at second base off the error from TDLCO in center. Mathis ready in the box. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball. That one cracked in the air to deep right field. Sending back Goodman toward the wall. He reaches up over the cap and makes the catch. Tagging from second to third and getting there safely, Matt Rudick. 2 down in the inning. A nice play from Hunter Goodman. Got a good read off the bat. Made the catch on the back pedal going toward the wall. 2 down, but a man 90 feet away from Mike Antico. So Goodman not an everyday right fielder, but he's been placed there a fair amount over the course of the last week for Chad Gassman. Been featured as a DH a fair amount of times this season. Getting an opportunity with the glove tonight. Mike Antico will be the hitter. He already has a single on the board tonight. Batting here in the 4th inning with a chance to pick up RBI number 6 of his summer. Albanese looks toward third, now comes home. Check swing and a called strike. Albanese pumped a fastball in the outside corner. Mike Antico not sure if he wanted to go around. Could make up his mind in time. Glenn trying to limit the damage from the Gateman here in the 4th. 0-1. Fastball up high. Antico squared around a bunt. Pulled it back to count 1-1. Wareham trying to put the hurt on Hyannis here in the 4th inning. Albanese ready. His 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Took something off of that one. Dropped it into the knees for a strike 2. So for the Gatemen now, they've outscored Hyannis 37-16 as we enter game number 4 of the season. They put up double-digit runs in every contest as Albanese fires a 1-2, pop-up foul left side out of play. So they'll meet twice more tomorrow. But in game 1, Wareham took that one 12-5 on June the 15th, 10-1 on June the 24th. Most recently here at Spillane Field, 12-10. That was back on July the 7th, so it's been some time since these two have squared off. 3 games in 2 days. These two will see a lot of each other. Albanese fires a 1-2 just outside with a breaking ball. Well, the offense really has been cranking against these Harbor Hawks this season for the defending Cape Cod champions. Deuce is wild here in the 4th. Albanese peers into Hackenberg, comes set as he looks down the runner. Rudick at third. 2-2. In the air to deep right. You can forget about that one. Or rather, that's going to hook just foul as Antico got a hold of that one. My goodness. I think the Wareham Gateman making a case that one might have wrapped around the pole down there by the 330 marker. Off the bat, had home run distance, no question about it. Antico stopped and watched it out of the box. But similar to Hunter Goodman earlier in the game, that one just not getting the right trajectory off the bat. So the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Albanese can let out a sigh of relief.
Yeah, and the Wareham bullpen resides just behind the fence and right. Then there's a little storage shed about 15 feet behind them, and then there's a big set of trees. That ball went into the trees for Mike Antico. Just hooked it a little bit foul.
The next 2-2 offering, breaking ball in the dirt. Count fills. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Antico. He's got to be a little bit frustrated. That would have been his first home run of the summer. It would have given him RBI 6 and 7, and more importantly, pushed the Wareham lead out to 5-0. Albanese can breathe easy again. 1 pitch away from wiggling out of any further trouble from the Gatemen here in the 4th inning. Right-hander ready, comes set, kicks and fires a 3-2. Check swing, appeal down to third, no go, ball 4. Some mixed groans and cheers from Hyannis fans as well as Gateman faithful. And Antico reaches at first base with 2 down in the inning. That'll put men on the corners for Wareham. And now back to the top of the order in Braden Ward, who most recently singled back in the 3rd inning. Albanese having a tough life out here in the 4th inning against these Wareham Gatemen. They've shown some patience at the plate, drawing a couple of free passes in the inning. They've launched a couple toward deep right center as Ward looks at a fastball down and away. Albanese 38 strikes to 27 balls. I think that's 28 now with the last pitch. The count 1-0 to Ward. Albanese set, looks back over the shoulder to first. Pitch, fastball, inside, but ruled a strike. Count evens 1-1 to the leadoff man, Ward. Wareham, a team that playoff bound in the Western Division. Currently sit in 3rd place, trailing Catuit by 1 point and Falmouth by 6 points. Falmouth, the team that Hyannis will see in just a couple of days once the season series with Wareham wraps up. Check over on the runner at first, and Antico is back standing up. But boy, oh boy, have the Commodores been playing some good baseball as of late. 10 in a row, and as it currently stands right now, they lead at 6-4 over the Bourne Braves.
And they're an out away from making it 11 in a row because there's 2 outs in the 7th inning of that contest. Of course, Bourne and Falmouth going in a doubleheader, so each of those just 7 innings.
Just a hot stretch of amazing baseball as a 1-1 comes into Ward. Pitch a called strike a bit low. Tag applied at second base on the runner. Antico not in time. Hackenberg gave a fire from one knee down to Westberg at second. Sliding in under the throw, Mike Antico. 2 in scoring position. Matt Rudick still stands at third. On the count, a ball and 2 strikes to the hitter Ward with 2 down. But the scheduling does not get any easier for Hyannis from here on out for the rest of the season. 3 playoff-bound teams. Wareham tomorrow, Falmouth on Monday, And the YD Red Sox to wrap it up on Tuesday and Wednesday as a fastball is pushed off the outer edge of the plate, 2-2. Falmouth and Wareham, of course, teams that Hyannis knows quite well. Divisional opponents. The YD Red Sox, on the other hand, in the Eastern Division. Although they haven't clinched a playoff spot yet, you have to figure they're close to punching their ticket to being postseason bound as a fastball slapped to first off the glove of Ian Fair into right. One runs in to score, rounding second and headed for the plate, Mike Antico. He's in safely. Braden Ward slaps one hard on the ground off the glove of Fair at first base. 2 runs come in to score, and that makes the lead 5-0 Gateman here in the 4th inning.
Well, tough play for Fair. Looked like he had it lined up, and then it took a really, really funny hop on him, just kind of skipping over his glove and trickling into right field. Wareham's piled it on here in the 4th.
That'll bring in Matt McLean, who's already picked up an RBI of his own tonight. He's a deep breath on the mound as Ward gets a sizable lead over at first, held on by Fair. Spinning a fire back, high throw to Fair, tag applied not in time. Ward able to sneak the hand back just in the nick of time. McLean, the 8th man to hit in the inning. We're here nearing batting around with Jacob Teeter looming in the on-deck area. Albanese on an even 70 pitches as we work into the 4th inning here. First pitch, fastball ruled a strike at the knees. Braden Ward is aboard at first, picked up his 2nd hit of the ball game, both of them singles. Picking up a pair of RBIs to stretch the hometown Gateman lead up to 5. A 1 offering. Runner goes for second. That one slapped into left. That's going to fall in front of Rowdy Jordan, a base hit. Now Wareham just continues to pour it on here in the 4th inning. 2nd straight base knock. 3rd straight runner to reach. That'll bring up Jacob Teeter, the 9th man to hit in the inning.
And McLean hit that really hard. I mean, it hopped in front of Rowdy Jordan in left field. He kind of just fielded it on a hop at about the neck level. For Matt McLean, the guy who was responsible for plating the first run of the day, makes an impact again, this time with 2 outs as he just laces one to left field.
So still 2 on, 2 out. Runners at first and second. Ward at second, McLean at first. Jacob Teeter digging in from the left side. He'll be seeing Albanese for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2, trying to join the hit parade that his Gateman teammates have put on. First offering from Glenn, fastball outside. And Wareham put up 1 tally in the 3rd inning. They put up a crooked number here in the 4th. And a good majority of this damage has come with 2 outs in the inning. The 2 RBI single from Braden Ward that really put the hurt on Hyannis. Time called to the plate. Teeter's going to take a step back out. On the contrary for Hyannis, just 3 hits. But the Gatemen have worked a couple of free passes. Matter of fact, 2 coming in the inning. One was to Adrian Del Castillo, who waits on deck to start the frame, as this one's popped up in the air to left. Drifting over Rowdy Jordan. He'll watch it sail out of play over by the goalpost. And no, we are not playing at a football field. That goalpost is in the field of play down the left field line. And if you've been tuned into the broadcast over the course of the season, we've touched upon that our fair share of times, haven't we, Lyle?
We sure have. Field goal post on the field, to give you the dimensions of Spillane one more time. Gravel infield with a field goal post in foul territory, but on the field of play. Although the mound and the batter's box are dirt.
Albany's set for a 1-1. Kicking a look back to second as Ward trots back. Nobody holding him on, though. But yeah, this Spillane Field, one of the unique ones here on Cape Cod. Certainly the most interesting with the gravel infield going all the way around, with the exception of the mound and the batter's box. But wow, this is your final trip here to Spillane. Albany set. Look back to Ward at second. Now comes home with a 1-1. Fastball, pop up left side, foul ground. That'll drift back and out of play.
Well, yeah, it'll certainly be a field to remember. Put it that way. I think you're being friendly when describing these words like unique.
Well, I mean, it is one way to put it, but certainly not a field that I've ever encountered before. And specifically where we're broadcasting from, is not one that I've encountered either. Albany's one pitch away from working out of a jam. 1-2 comes in, fastball jackknives the hitter Teeter back off the dish. And it's safe to say I've never broadcasted from this far down the third baseline before. We reside on top of the Hyannis dugout as we speak.
Yeah, it's definitely not a one broadcast position or two field that I've ever encountered either. So I guess you're right when you say it's unique. It's unique in its own way.
Albany says 2-2. Breaking ball. Called strike 3, and that ends the inning. Teeter bends the knees in the box as he looks back toward the home plate umpire. But he's rung up. The third strikeout of the night for Glenn Albanese. And Teeter, the ninth man that came to hit in the inning, finally goes down to retire the side. But the Gateman put some hurt on Hyannis. It's 5-0. The hometown Gateman out in front. Harbor Hawks will be back at the plate when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
To the fifth we go from Spillane Field, with Hyannis sending up Adam Hackenberg to lead off the inning for the Harbor Hawks. Right-hander Ian Bedell's back up on the mound, with the Gatemen leading by a score of 5-0. Righty rocks and fires the first pitch. Hackenberg swings and pops it behind home plate. This is going to find the crowd. Big two sections of bleacher seats feature the first base line here at Spillane Field in Wareham. Some wood bleachers just out of play, which are about 3/4 full on both sides. 0-1. Inside hits Hackenberg on the front elbow. That'll be a hit by pitch. So Bedell gives up a free pass to Adam Hackenberg. Puts a runner on board with nobody out in the top of the fifth. Fourth base runner allowed tonight by Bedell. The first via the free pass. So 1 on. This will bring up Rowdy Jordan. Switch hitting outfielder from Mississippi State. He steps into the left side of the box, pinwheels the bat around the zone a couple times. Pitch from Bedell. Fastball catches the outside corner 0-1. And he has really been cruising. Bedell's got 6 strikeouts already. Given up just the 4 base runners, including Adam Hackenberg, who stands at first. Bedell quickly stepped off, now puts the right foot back in front of the mound. Comes set, the stretch in the 0-1. Fouled back and out of play by Jordan. Rowdy singled in his first at bat, so he was one of 4 base runners to reach. That was a single to right field, fell out in front of Matthew Rudick. So Jordan hitting 143 on the summer. He's got a wide stance in the box, knees slightly bent. Pitch, fastball way high from Bedell. Takes the catcher Del Castillo out of his crouch to save it, reaching up. Bedell's had really good command tonight. It's been more of the story all season as well. He's allowed just 3 walks all summer. Pitch, breaking ball, called strike 3. 7 strikeouts for the right-hander Bedell. That freezes Rowdy Jordan, who's down on strikes. And there's 1 out in the top of the 5th inning.
And Bedell is just looking invincible tonight. It was a long wait for him to come back out here on the mound, but hasn't missed a beat. Pumping that one in there, picking up the outside corner. Really been spotting up his pitches all night long.
This brings up Bryce Teodosio. Right-handed hitting bat from Clemson. Second time seeing Bedell as he watches a breaking ball away. So Bedell, who's now thrown just over 29 innings, still has given up just the 3 walks all summer. Again, arguably the best arm on Cape Cod this summer. As Teodosio swings away, lifts one to left center field, moving over Antico, still going. He makes the catch on the run in the gap. Hackenberg will retreat back to first. He ran up 90 feet to second base, but had to sprint his way back to the bag. Teodosio gave one a ride in the gap, and Antico read it well, moving to his left to track it down. So 2 outs, 1 aboard at first. This will bring up Anthony Servideo. The Teodosio squared it up well, but Antico had a really good beat on it, moving toward the gap. 5-0 the score from Spillane Field. Servideo, one of just 2 natural left-handed bats in the lineup tonight, as he'll see Ian Bedell for the second time. 30 struck out looking once. Bedell fires home, fastball away. The infield back with the exception of Jacob Teeter, first baseman from Florida Southern, holding on Hackenberg. Pitch from Bedell, fastball right at the knees, called strike. Nice frame job by the catcher Del Castillo as well. So the 7 strikeouts for Bedell are now tied for second in terms of his summer high in Ks. 1-1 comes in. Heater low. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. He had 8 strikeouts against Chatham in his last start. That was all the way back 17 days ago. He's got 7 so far tonight. That's far more than any outing he had at school. 2-1. Fastball in. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. So again, Bedell, a guy who made just 1 start in 18 appearances in 2019 for the Missouri Tigers. His season high in strikeouts in 2019 was 5. Punched out 5 in 3 innings against Georgia. Pitch to Servideo. Check swing, tapped foul behind the plate. So it's 3-2 with 2 outs. Hackenberg the runner at first. The Gatemen leading by 5 after putting up 1 in the 3rd and 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th. So Bedell fires over to first after coming set. Hackenberg back safely. In that 3-inning, 5 strikeout appearance, again, Missouri went up against the Georgia Bulldogs. Hometown Georgia ended up winning 5-2, but Bedell was featured in the game along with Harbor Hawk Connor Ash. Pitch to Servideo. Ground ball up the middle, ranging to his left. The shortstop sends it over his glove into center field. 2-out base knock for the Ole Miss Rebel Anthony Servideo. Puts 2 aboard with 2 outs for the top of the lineup and Jordan Westberg. So Servideo just grounded one back up the middle. A bit of a C&I single as the shortstop Sems had to range way to his left, gave a diving effort, but the ball took a funny hop on him, skipping over his glove and getting into center field. So 4 singles today for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. 5 men have reached base. 2 of them are on board right now. Hackenberg at second, Servideo at first. Westberg the hitter. Bedell fires home. Swinging a pop-up foul, right side. This will get out of play. So in that game against the Bulldogs, that dates all the way back to April the 19th. Art Joven, the starter for the Tigers that night, didn't even record an out, giving up 4 earned runs on 2 hits. Connor Ash came in and threw 4 1/3 innings, 1 earned run. And Ian Bedell threw the final 3. Pitch to Westberg, breaking ball, called strike at the knees. 3 hits, no runs, struck out 5 in that outing, but it was a 5-2 loss for Missouri. Westberg, a guy who also plays in the SEC, as Bedell steps off the mound. But Westberg never saw him in his school season. In fact, Mississippi State never played Missouri. 0-2 with 2 outs. Bedell the 0-2. Breaking ball, called strike 3 at the top of the zone. 8 strikeouts for Ian Bedell. That ties a summer high for him. For Hyannis in the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. Through 4.5 frames, Ian Bedell is absolutely rolling, as the best pitcher on Cape Cod has blanked the Hyannis offense up to this point. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Wareham 5, Hyannis nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Wareham up 5-0 at their hometown Spillane Field against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. And Chad Gassman opts to go to the bullpen. He'll bring in left-hander Trevor DeLate from the University of Maine. He's set to face what'll be the 4, 5, 6 of the lineup. Adrian Del Castillo leading things off from the left side. DeLate, the left-hander, works directly out of the stretch. Rocks and fires home. Swung on and lifted down the left field line. This is going to hook out of play. So Glenn Albanisa's night finishes after 4 innings pitched. Right-hander from Louisville gave up 3 earned runs, 5 total runs, but only 3 credited to him. 6 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Pitch to Del Castillo, floater into short center field, blooping down for a base hit. Del Castillo hits the bag at first, reaches base for the 3rd time tonight. Picks up his first hit to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. So DeLake comes in, gives up the leadoff single. This will bring up Dallas Beaver, left-handed hitting designated hitter tonight, although a catcher by trade. For the lefty Trevor DeLate, he's making appearance number 5, 4th out of the bullpen. He's thrown 5 2/3 innings to this point. Walked 3, struck out 7, but given up 11 earned runs. Pitch to the hitter Beaver, misses upstairs. DeLate's one start actually came right here at Spillane Field. Took on the Wareham Gatemen in what was his first appearance of the summer. Lefty stretch and fires home. Fastball right at the bottom of the zone and on the outside corner. That was a bit of a rough one for him. 7 earned in 2 innings, giving up 10 hits. The 2 appearances after that were good. In fact, he picked up the save in a 2-0 win at Orleans 4 days later. The lefties 1-1, spoiled foul to the left side. Ben DeLate threw just a third of an inning against Chatham. It was back on July the 13th. It was part of a 6-3 Anglers win at McKeon Park. In his previous appearance, July the 17th, that could to it. 4 earned in 2 1/3 innings. Pitch to Beaver, off speed low. Count runs to 2-2. So 5-0 the score. Wareham has 6 hits so far, or rather 7. It was 6 in the 3rd and 4th inning. And then Del Castillo just singled to lead off the inning. So 5 runs on 7 hits to this point as DeLate comes home. Swing and a miss from Beaver, strike 3. DeLate records his first strikeout of the night, his 8th of the summer. And there's 1 down with 1 on in the bottom of the 5th. So this will bring up Benjamin Sems from Kansas. He was one of 8 Wareham All-Stars. And no surprise that a Wareham club that sat in first place for a lot of the season sent a lot of guys out to Eldridge Park. Sem's one of those guys. A lot of position players going. Dallas Beaver, one of them. Jacob Teeter, Braden Ward, Darren Baker, and Matt McLean. As push bunt to the left side, fielded by DeSantillo, slips and can't make a play anywhere. Sems beats it out at first with a bunt single. It sends the runner Del Castillo to second. And Wareham has 2 runners on in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Yeah, it looks like when DeSantillo came charging in, he tried to scoop it up and make the throw all in one motion before he had his feet set. It kind of resulted in toe slipping on the front of the grass and just took a nosedive.
So DeLate steps off the mound, resets as he looks back out at the shortstop Jordan Westberg. Would have been a tough play to begin with. But the grass may be getting a little bit slick as nightfall approaching here from Spillane Field. Matthew Rudick, the hitter. Left-handed bat from San Diego State. DeLate, the lefty, checks the runner, comes home. Off speed, called strike on the outside corner. So 2 on, 1 out. Wareham leading 5-0. Ian Bedell's gone 5 scoreless, and he's been marvelous to this point. DeLate, meanwhile, looking to keep the score at bay. 0-1. In the dirt, count runs even. DeLate, the 6'1", 180-pound lefty from Bangor, Maine. He plays for the University of Maine. Serves as the team's closer, where he led the team in that category in 2019. Little bit of wind blowing here from Wareham. Corners in, infield back as DeLate fires home. Fastball gets off the glove of the catcher, Hackenberg, but nobody's going to advance. Sems was about a third of the way to second base, so Del Castillo opted not to take off, and he had to retreat back to first. The ball got a sizable ways to Hackenberg's right, but Del Castillo just opted to play it safe. 2 on with 1 out for the hitter, Rudick. He's hitting just .217 with runners on base this summer. As DeLate fires home, fastball, this is just outside, it's 3-1. Along with that, Rudick's hitting just .185 with runners in scoring position. So the numbers here favor DeLate, although he's worked it to a 3-1 count, so the hitter Rudick a little bit ahead. DeSantillo even with the bag at third. Fair playing behind the runner at first. That's Sems. The middle infield shifted toward the bag at second. 3-1. Fastball down, ball 4. Rudick draws a 5-pitch walk. This will load the bases. He trots down to first. Sems moves up to second, and Del Castillo over to third. So the base is loaded with 1 out. That brings up the number 8 hitter, Zach Mathis. Mathis plays his baseball at LSU. He has not seen a whole lot of time this summer. In fact, he hasn't been on the Cape that long. DeLate's going to work out of the stretch despite the bases being loaded. He works out of the stretch with nobody on or with everybody on. First pitch, down low, gets away from Hackenberg all the way to his left and scoring easily from third base, Adrian Del Castillo. Everybody moves up 90 feet, and it's the 6th run of the day for the Wareham Gatemen. They lead at 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. So a wild pitch, or rather pass ball from the catcher Hackenberg, allows everybody to move up. Del Castillo scores for the 2nd time today. And the Gatemen are up by 6, still threatening here in the 5th inning. Mathis, the hitter, 0 for 2 today. Pitch, line drive through the left side in the 5-6 gap, a base hit. 1 run scores, Rudick gets the stop sign at third, and in the blink of an eye, the Gatemen have made it 7-0. Zach Mathis, first hit on Cape Cod, slapped the opposite way through the 5-6 gap, and it allowed the runner Benjamin Sims to score no problem.
Well, this Wareham offense just ever so relentless against these Harbor Hawks, and they put up double digits in each of the 3 contests previous to this one tonight, and they're on pace for that with just 7 here in just the 5th inning.
So Mike Antico coming to the plate. He's the number 9 hitter. DeLake comes home. Fastball upstairs, it's 1-0. Runners on the corners with 1 down. Wareham leading 7-0. They scored 1 run in the 3rd inning, 4 in the 4th, and so far they've scored 2 in the 5th. DeLake the 1-0. Fastball down in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. For Mathis, who came through with that RBI single. His first appearance for Wareham was just 3 days ago out at Gov Fuller Field. Got a start during a 2-1 loss against the Falmouth Commodores, who went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Pitch from DeLake. The lefty Antico takes it for a strike. He was 0 for 2 to start game 2, but then Mathis came through with his first hit on a single through the left side. DeLake's going to throw over to first. Ian Fair squeezes it, but doesn't apply a tag to the runner, Zach Mathis. Each runner getting a short lead. Rudick off a third, Mathis off of first. Now the 2-1 comes in. It's a heater that catches the bottom of the zone. Antico looking to reach base for the 3rd time. He scored twice, once on a single, or once after coming through with a single, and once after a walk. Pitch, drops to a knee and slices it foul. So DeLate looking for some ground ball contact. The middle infield's back to try to set up the double play. But Wareham, whose offense has been a bit sluggish as of late, putting that in the rearview mirror tonight. DeLate throws over to first. Ian Fair squeezes it again, but no tag as it takes him a little bit down the first baseline. It's 2-2 with 1 down. Mike Antico on the summer hitting .242. The pitch from DeLate, slapped into left field, shallow. DeSanelo chasing back, but he can't get there in time. Drops well behind him for a foul ball. And again, this Gateman lineup was really struggling offensively. Entering today, they'd scored just 2 runs in their last 3 games. They'd scored 5 runs in their last 3 games, in a span of which they'd put up a record of 1-2. Tonight, they've really busted loose. They knocked Glenn Albanese out of the game after 4 innings, and now they're getting to the lefty Trevor DeLate, who they've already hit around once this season. 2-2, swinging a foul back. DeLate will get a new baseball, step back onto the mound. But Antico, a guy who just missed his first home run of the season, back a plate appearance ago. Absolutely demolished one down the right field line. It just hooked a little bit right of the pole. 2-2 with 1 out. Lefty DeLake comes home, swinging a foul back again. So Antico putting together a lengthy at bat to stay alive. 7-0 the score in the 5th inning. Hyannis and Wareham, one of only 2 games still going to this point. Katuitt up 6-0 at Chatham, as that game's in the top of the 4th inning at Veterans Field. Everything else is concluded, and that includes a second Falmouth win of the day. They win 6-4 in game 2 of a doubleheader over Bourne. That's now 11 in a row for Jeff Trundy's Falmouth Commodores. 2-2 from DeLate. Breaking ball low and away. Count runs full. They are on some type of streak right now. 11 straight games. Again, this is a team who was set to play 16 games in their final 12 days. The ratio of that's only gotten worse for Falmouth since more rainouts have occurred as DeLate throws over to first. And somehow it just hasn't fazed them. They've put together enough pitching. They've strung together enough offense. And they've rallied off 11 straight wins. They play the Braves again tomorrow. That'll just be 1 game. And then they've got a doubleheader with Hyannis on Monday. 3-2. Up high, ball 4. Antico draws his second walk of the night. That reloads the bases here in the 5th. And it brings up the top of the lineup in Braden Ward.
And to touch upon your point about the Falmouth Commodores, as Ray Corns out of the dugout, headed out to the mound for another meeting with the lefty delayed. You're right, it just hasn't faced him. The stretch of games toward the end of the season on Cape Cod is just absolutely insane for any team across the board, and even for Hyannis with 3 doubleheaders in 5 days over the course of this weekend and into next week with Falmouth. They've just strung together 11 wins somehow, some way. They've just been grinding it out over the last week and a half of the season, and who knows when they'll stop. I mean, they're playoff bound. They're in first place for a good reason at the top of the Western Division with 45 points, starting to distance themselves a little bit. So the matchup against the 2 bottom teams in the division, Bourne, of course, playoff bound, and Hyannis on Monday. They've got a chance to keep extending that win streak.
And with a stretch of games like that, again, 16 games over 12 days to begin the stretch, it's somehow, again, not really shooken them in the slightest. You would think in a stretch like that pitching would falter at some point, or maybe the offense has one sluggish day, because that is a lot of games. I mean, guys are bound to get tired. But somehow Falmouth has just kept winning and winning and winning. We'll see how long it continues. This is the longest winning streak on the Cape since 2000. Pitch from DeLate to Braden Ward, swing and a miss as the lefty cuts right through it.
And when you think about it, a 44-game season to win 11 straight, that's a quarter of the season, which is absolutely remarkable in a game where you play every day. The pitching phases out here and there. Just incredible baseball being played by those Commodores.
So it's 0-1 with 1 out. The bases are loaded for Braden Ward. Pitch from the lefty DeLate. Ground ball right at the first baseman fair. Backhands takes it himself to the bag for the second out. But Matthew Rudick's going to score from third. He makes it 8-1 Wareham. So Ian Fair and the rest of the infield playing back behind their respective bags. Fair makes the play on the backhand. Really his only play was to take it over to first base, which he did successfully. Wareham puts together another run as Braden Ward makes it his 3rd RBI of the day, 20th RBI of the summer, as there's now 2 aboard in scoring position with 2 outs for the one right-handed bat in the lineup, Matt McLean. McLean today 1 for 2 with a sac fly. He's got 1 RBI. DeLake giving him a long look in. The lefty's now going to step off and reset for just a minute. But again, Falmouth with those 11 straight wins. They weren't in first place a whole lot of the summer. In fact, Wareham held that title in the West Division for a pretty good chunk of it. If you want to look back to the 10-4 Hyannis win over Falmouth, again, that was a long time ago, give it. It was game 12 of Hyannis' season. That was one of their 7 wins when they picked up the victory 10-4. But at that point, Falmouth was in 3rd place in the West Division. They were 4 points behind both Cotuit and Wareham. And they trailed both those respective ball clubs for a really, really good portion of the season. But when you win 11 straight, you're bound to make up some ground. Pitch to McLean, fastball at the top of the zone, called strike. And boy, have they made up some ground. Falmouth's now 24-12-1 on the summer. 49 points. And they've still got a handful to play. Here at Spillane Field, it's 8-0 Wareham. Hyannis infield back as the 0-1 comes into McLean, swinging a foul ball back off the screen. So the Gatemen have put together 3 runs in this inning. DeLate with an 0-2 count, 2 outs, looking to avoid any further damage. McLean flips the bat at the zone a couple times. Now comes into his stance as the pitch comes in. It's a breaking ball in the dirt, chested up by Hackenberg. Falmouth and Hyannis are set to square off for 2 games on Monday, and what'll be a home-and-home doubleheader. 12 o'clock start on Monday at McKeon Park, and then a 6 o'clock start out at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth. Runners get their leads as the lefty DeLake comes home in the dirt. Hackenberg smothers it again, and that levels the count. So a pretty odd doubleheader for these 2 teams. But in that series between the Harbor Hawks and the Commodores, Each team needs one more home game against each other with no off days left, so that was the best solution the league could find. 2-2 from DeLate. Fastball high and away, and the count runs full. Two runners aboard for Wareham. Runners on second and third with two down. It's Mathis off third. As the pitch comes in, ground ball left side through the hole, a base hit. One run scores, getting the stop sign Antico at third. And Wareham makes it 9-0 in the bottom of the fifth. Their fourth run of the frame. As Matt McLean picks up his second RBI of the night, his 21st of the summer. And the Gatemen are really piling it on here.
And they're really just making it look easy right now. And that was a fastball inner half of the plate from DeLate. Missed his location a bit. I believe that Hackenberg wanted that one a bit down. And McLean didn't miss it. Rich roping it past to Santlo into left, picking up his second RBI of the night. It's been an offensive party for the Gatemen here tonight.
So this will bring up Jacob Teeter, the ninth man to the plate this inning. The Gatemen sent exactly 9 men to the plate last inning too. So the pitch comes in, fastball at the knees for a called strike. So the Gatemen have runners on first and third. Antico's at third. And Braden Ward at first, or rather McLean. As the pitch comes in, it's a called strike. 0-2 with 2 outs. DeLate works ahead of the count early. Gatemen up 9-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. An offense that struggled over their last few games, but were bound to break out of it eventually. 0-2 in the dirt. Hackenberg keeps it in front of him. And the lefty DeLate works it to a 1-ball, 2-strike count. For Teeter, the hitter, he came into the day tied for third in the league in hits and tied for sixth in RBIs. 1-2. This is just outside. Teeter yet to drive in a run today. He's got 23 to his name this summer. He's got an RBI opportunity with runners on the corners. The lefty DeLate rocks and fires the 2-2. Fastball in and out of the glove of the catcher Hackenberg, misses just outside. And it'll be a full count here with 2 down. Jacob Teeter hitting .298 this summer with runners on base. He's hitting .367 with runners in scoring position. 3-2. Fastball outside, ball 4. Teeter works a 2-out walk. That reloads the bases again for Wareham. This will bring up Adrian Del Castillo for the second time this inning. He'll be the 10th man to the plate this inning, as DeLate has really struggled here in his first inning of relief. So DeLate was off the mound, just kind of resetting himself and standing still just behind the rubber. Now he works back on. Del Castillo already with a single in this inning. The pitch, fastball away, it's 1-0. He's reached base 3 times tonight. 2 walks and a single. DeLate, the 1-out, comes home. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So Wareham's just 90 feet away from plating double digits against the Harbor Hawks for the 4th time in 4 tries this summer. The 1-1 popped up behind home plate. Hackenberg giving chase. It's going to get out of play. This will find the concrete just beyond the confines of Spillane Field. That's where the merchandise shop and the snack stand reside. Wareham just off the Cape, about an hour drive from Hyannis. The Harbor Hawks have traveled out here for the last time this summer. DeLate the stretch and the 1-2. Fastball, called strike 3 at the bottom of the zone. Del Castillo retired for the first time tonight, and that ends the bottom of the 5th inning. But Wareham absolutely piles it on in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4 runs, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on base. We'll go to the 6th. It's Wareham 9, Hyannis nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the sixth from Spillane Field in Wareham. The Gatemen have piled it on the last 2 innings of offense. 8 runs in the last 3 frames, where they've put up all 9 of their runs so far today. 1 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 4 in the fifth. And with that, the night of Ian Bedell ends. But from one Missouri Tiger to another to the mound go the Wareham Gatemen. It'll be the right-hander Trey Dillard from the University of Missouri, set to make appearance number 9 of the summer. He'll face number 2 hitting Ian Fair. The righty rocks and fires. Ground ball right at the second baseman Mathis. Fields on a hop, flips over to first in time. So Fair set down on the first pitch, and there's 1 away in the top of the 6th inning. So Ian Bedell, guy who's arguably been, or maybe not so arguably, the best pitcher on the Cape this summer. Goes 5 innings, gives up 4 hits, no runs, no walks, 8 strikeouts, which ties a summer high. Brings up Hunter Goodman. First pitch, swing and a miss. Goodman gave a hack late on that fastball to make it 0-1. But again, Bedell, a guy who never struck out more than 5 in a school season. 8 tonight. The pitch comes in, another hack and a miss from Goodman, 0-2. So Ian Bedell, 16 strikeouts over his last 11 innings pitched here on Cape Cod. That's excluding the All-Star game. The 0-2, pop-up foul, right side out of play. If you want to include the All-Star game, it would have been 17 strikeouts over 12 innings for Bedell. He got the start in the West Division out at Eldridge Park in Orleans. Dillard working from the stretch, the 0-2. Fastball up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dillard, a 2.16 ERA on the summer. He's been a very, very effective arm out of the Wareham bullpen. 2 saves as well. 1 in his most previous appearance here at home, or here against the Whitey Red Sox. Pitch to Goodman. Called strike 3. Goodman frozen for the second out of the inning. It's the first punch out for Trey Dillard. That'll bring up Jared DeSantolo. And as Jared DeSantolo is making his way to the plate, he'll now walk back to the dugout as Jackson Olsen will replace him in the ballgame. So Olsen walks his way out of the dugout, puts the gloves on, and makes his way into the left side of the batter's box. DeSantolo will end the day 0 for 2, strikeout swinging, and a fly out to left field. In Dillard's last appearance, again, through 2 innings, picked up that save with 2 strikeouts against the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox. Technically, that was a home game for the Wareham Ball Club, but it was nowhere near Spillane Field. That was all the way out in Hartford, Connecticut, at the home of the Yard Goats. Pitch to Olsen, slapped the other way, diving or snagging, stopped by the shortstop Sems. He leaps and grabs it out of midair on the left side. That ends the inning. Jackson Olsen sees the first pitch, rockets one right at the shortstop Sems, moves a step to his right, jumps and makes the grab to end the frame. Hyannis goes down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Wareham 9, Hyannis nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. With the bottom of the sixth coming up from Wareham, Hyannis trailing 9-0 sends in their third arm of the game, second of the bullpen. It'll be the left-hander Mitch McIntyre, two-way player from BYU, set to make appearance number 5 on the summer from the mound. He's set to face Dallas Beaver, South Carolina catcher who's doing the designated hitting tonight, leading off. First pitch from the lefty McIntyre, fastball away. McIntyre's last appearance on the mound came back on July the 3rd against the Whitey Red Sox as he fires home a fastball that misses down. It's 2-0. So fifth appearance for McIntyre. In 4 appearances thus far, he's gone 6 innings, walked 1, 4 strikeouts, an ERA of 3.00. Pitch, fastball skied on the infield to the left side. This is shading into short left center field. Westberg back for it. The Bulldog reaches up and makes the grab. So Beaver retired for the 3rd time tonight. He's now made it a 1-for-4 day. McIntyre gets the first hitter to pop out to short, and it'll bring up Benjamin Sims. McIntyre's faced these Gatemen twice already, so in 5 appearances, 3 have come against the Wareham Ball Club. Through an inning against Brewster, an inning against YD. As he comes home, swinging a miss from Sims, it's 0-1. In that appearance against YD, that was part of a 13-1 Red Sox win at McKeon Park. McIntyre gave up 2 hits in that contest. 0-1. Breaking ball down. Count runs to 1-1. One of the hits he gave up was a long ball to two-way player for the YD Red Sox, Eric Tolman. He hit a ball off the top of the scoreboard at home in Hyannis. Pitch comes home, swinging a miss from the lefty Sims. It's 1-2. So McIntyre, good start so far. The infield playing back with the exception of Jackson Olsen at third, who's taken over on defense. 1-2, up high, and the count runs even. So Olsen came in to pinch hit for DeSantillo. He lined one right at the shortstop Benjamin Sims to end the inning. Now he's taken over at third base. McIntyre, the lefty, working out of the windup. Third base side of the rubber. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Sims punches out for the 2nd time tonight. It's the first strikeout for Mitch McIntyre here on this date against the Wareham Gatemen. His 5th strikeout of the summer. And it'll bring up Matthew Rudick with 2 down. So 5 strikeouts now on 2019 for McIntyre with Hyannis. 1 tonight. And 2nd against the Wareham Gatemen. Pitch, fastball up high, it's 1-0. Now McIntyre went both ways at BYU as well. And he was absolute dynamite out of the bullpen. 17 scoreless innings for BYU in 2019. He comes home, fastball, that misses just down. It's 2-0. He was a really effective two-way player at the college level. Opponents hit just 130 against him in the course of 10 appearances. The 2-0 pitch, fastball, catches the outside corner, it's 2-1. Now Mitch, a guy who was used out of the bullpen at BYU, he talked about that he was usually the first or second arm after the starter on Friday nights. The pitch, swinging a foul back, the count runs even. So Friday nights in college baseball, usually the marquee matchup, as it almost always features the 2 aces. So McIntyre never started for BYU, but he was the first or second arm usually out of the bullpen. So played important roles in those Friday night games from the hill. 2-2, check swing, it gets off the mask of the catcher Hackenberg. The count goes to 3 balls, 2 strikes, as Adam needs a second as he rises to his feet to shake that one off a bit. He says he's good to go. McIntyre is going to rub out a baseball behind the mound. 9-0 Wareham, the score in the bottom of the 6th. Now Olsen, the third baseman, is a little bit back behind the bag. The rest of the Hyannis infield back and straight up. McIntyre in search of his 2nd strikeout of the night. As the left-hander rocks and fires the 3-2, slapped foul up and out of play. McIntyre in his season at BYU actually became the first Cougar to record a home run and earn a win in the same season. Now the 3-2 from the lefty. Popped foul out of play again. So again, speaking on McIntyre's effectiveness as a two-way player, the average spoke for itself. He hit .291, 24 extra base hits. 7 of them went for long balls. And then those 17 scoreless innings up on the bump. Now the lefty gets the sign, wind up in the 3-2. Fly ball hooking down the left field line. Rowdy Jordan giving chase. He watch it drop foul. So McIntyre will get a new baseball. Coming back to the box will be the hitter Rudick. He's 1 for 2 today, to go along with a walk and 2 runs scored. So again, in the last 13 seasons of BYU baseball, nobody other than Mitch McIntyre has hit a home run and earned a win in the same season. Now the 3-2. Swung on and popped up foul. This is going to get out of play as well. So Matthew Rudick putting together a lengthy at-bat here. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Mitch McIntyre retired the first 2 batters no problem. He got Dallas Beaver to pop out, Benjamin Semmes to strike out swinging. But Rudick putting together a good fight. Gateman up by 9 as McIntyre shakes off a sign, gets one he likes, now fires home. Pops foul out of play. At-bat's going to continue. 10 pitches in, and these two are still dueling it out. Rudick on the summer, hitting .270. 3 home runs as McIntyre fires home, upstairs, ball 4. So after an 11-pitch marathon, Matthew Rudick draws a 2-out walk, his second base on balls of the night, as he reaches base to segue things to Zach Mathis. So Mathis recorded his first hit in a Wareham uniform his last time around. Again, this is only his second game played. As he'll dig in from the left side. Doesn't that sound familiar tonight? Wareham with 8 lefties in the lineup. McLean the only hitter from the right side. McIntyre the stretch in the first pitch. Breaking ball. Catches the bottom of the zone, 0-1. So Wareham was held scoreless in the first 2 innings. But then they put up 9 runs over the course of the last 3. McIntyre looks at the runner at first, comes home. Line drive right at the second baseman, Servideo. He snags it, spins, and that ends the inning. So McIntyre faces 1 over the minimum. Gives up a walk after 11 pitches to Matthew Rudick, but nothing further. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. And through 6 innings, it's Wareham 9, Hyannis 0. We'll go to the 7th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. To the top of the 7th we go. Brooks Carlson, the hitter for Hyannis, as they trail 9-0. He swings away and chops the first pitch off his front foot. It's 0-1 here from Spillane Field. Wareham up 9-0. Trey Dillard still on the mound for Hyannis. But one defensive change as Chad Stevens has taken over at third base for Matt McLean. So Dillard working directly out of the stretch of the pitch. Fastball low. But Matt McLean's night ends. He finished 2 for 3 with a sac fly, 2 singles, and a fly ball to right field. Dillard working fast. The pitch. Ground ball right at the third baseman, Chad Stevens. Fields on a hop, fires across the diamond in time. So a defensive replacement, Chad Stevens out of Portland. Ball finds him right away, but plays it no problem. A big candy hop right to him at third base. And he fires over to first base with ease. So a 5-3 putout retires Carlson. That'll bring up Adam Hackenberg. Dillard, another guy who likes to work fast as he fires home. Fastball away. Now Stevens is a right-handed bat, so Wareham will not go with 9 left-handed bats in the lineup. That would certainly be something. But Stevens bats right and throws right as the 1-0 comes in. It's a breaking ball that drops into the zone for a called strike. So much like the starter tonight, Ian Bedell, is Wareham and collegiate teammate Trey Dillard working very efficiently up on the mound. 1-1. Fastball checks his swing, does not go around. And for Ian Bedell, this guy was absolute dynamite on the mound. He's been a buzzsaw for Wareham all summer. The 2-1 to the hitter, Hackenberg. The righty swings and misses. And again, Bedell, a guy who was one of the best relievers in the country during his 2019 campaign. Bedell, a guy who put up a 1.56 ERA in 40 1/3 innings. Now the 2-2 from Dillard. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hackenberg goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. And it'll bring up Rowdy Jordan. Back to Ian Bedell, though. He had an absolutely phenomenal sophomore year. But if you had watched him pitch in his freshman season, you never would have recognized the guy. Bedell really struggled to get it going as a freshman. As the pitch comes into Jordan, fastball clips the inside corner 0-1. Bedell only threw 11 2/3 innings as a freshman. His ERA was 6.17. He gave up 8 earned runs in those 11 2/3. The next offering comes in, it's a fastball low. Now, granted, Bedell was a little bit ahead of his time. He's young for his age. A guy who enrolled early at school at the University of Missouri and skipped his senior year of high school. The 1-1 from the righty Dillard. Breaking ball misses just away. Or at least he enrolled early at school. He was eligible to pitch in 2018 as a result, as he was able to reclassify and skip that final year. Struggled his first season. Second one, a completely different story. Jordan swings and fouls it off to make it 2-2. So Bedell, young for his age, but pitching like a seasoned veteran out here on Cape Cod. 0.70 ERA entering tonight's play. It's only dropped since then. The 2-2. Fastball inside as the count runs to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rowdy Jordan pushed the hands back a little bit, avoiding getting hit by the pitch. Wareham leading 9-0 here on the top of the 7th. Dillard's faced the minimum thus far, inning in 2/3. 5 up, 5 down, and a pair of strikeouts. 3-2. On the outside corner, strike 3. Breaking ball drops into the bottom of the zone, freezes Rowdy Jordan, and that ends the top of the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. And through 6.5, it's Wareham 9, Hyannis 0. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Wareham sends 9-1-2 to the plate to action in the bottom of the 7th. Mitch McIntyre, the BYU Cougar, back to the mound for Hyannis in his second full inning of relief. First pitch, fastball called strike to the hitter Mike Antico. It's been an offensive outburst for the Wareham Gatemen, and you probably could have saw it coming. Offense struggled over the last handful of games as McIntyre pumps in a breaking ball and picks up the inside corner. Count, no balls, 2 strikes. And Antico reached base 3 times tonight, a single and a couple of walks. McIntyre looking for a strikeout, fires a breaking ball, swing and a miss. Foul tip back into the glove of Hackenberg, strike 3. So the first out of the bottom of the 7th, Mike Antico's rung up. Second strikeout that McIntyre's been able to record. That'll bring in the top of the order in Braden Ward. And Ward coming in for his 5th plate appearance of the night. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Wareham's put up 9 runs. McIntyre, the lefty, kicks and fires. Off speed, catches the top of the zone, good for a strike. Chad Stevens resides on deck. He came in as a defensive replacement just an inning ago. Subs in for Matt McLean, who started this ball game at the hot corner. A 1, fastball way high and tight. Bending Ward back toward the back of the box. Got a ball and a strike as the throw back to McIntyre slips past him. When you talk about McIntyre as a two-way player, done that for Hyannis this summer. And on more than one occasion at BYU, time is called as a ball is trickled onto the field of play and left from the Hyannis bullpen. And if you date back to McIntyre's high school days, one could call him perhaps a slugger. It's a 1-1 fired home. Fastball pop-up left side up onto the building. Now before McIntyre's career at BYU, was a 2-time all-regional player, batted .443 in high school with 26 RBIs and an ERA of 1.11. McIntyre could work it at the plate and on top of the rubber. That's where he stands right now. He's got a count of 1-2 on Ward. Kicks and fires out of the windup. Fastball high and away. And if you want to go even further than that, the .443 average speaks for itself, but he was a Mountain West Home Run Derby champion. He even flashed some bits of power here and there. He's come set with a 2-2. Pop-up left side of the infield. A high towering shot. Olsen back behind the bag at third and foul ground. He can't make the catch. Ward sent that one a mile high in the air. Olsen backpedaling into foul ground, looking up toward the lights. Just unable to secure that one as it bounced back behind his glove and softly onto the grass. So Braden Ward gets some new life on a count, still holds a 2-2. Nobody on, 1 down here in the Wareham half of the 7th. Ward entered the ball game tonight, a .300 hitter. He's picked up a couple of base hits as well. 3 RBIs. As a 2-2 from McIntyre comes home. Ground ball left side of the infield. Westberg plays it on a hop and it gets off the chest. Took a tough hop on him at the last second. Got off the heel of the glove, deflected off the Hyannis logo that runs across his chest, and Braden Ward reaches down at first base.
There's been a lot of balls taking some really tough hops on guys tonight. And part of that might be the gravel here at Spillane Field. But for Westberg, it just kind of takes a high hop on him. He had it played and lined up perfectly, but it just kind of skips into short left center field. I mean, it's happened to Ian Fair once. Now it's happened to Westberg once. It's happened on the left side a couple times tonight. It's kind of an unfortunate situation.
So Chad Stevens digs in for his first plate appearance. He's got a runner aboard at first, 1 down. McIntyre from the stretch pumps in a fastball, wave and a miss from Chad Stevens. And this gravel, no doubt, bit of a different playing surface and perhaps has a different story for some ground balls here. That one ate up Jordan Westberg, resulted in Braden Ward reaching for the 3rd time tonight. McIntyre stares him down. Halfway across the diamond, comes home with an 0-1. Stevens sends it in the air on a line towards center. Teodosio got it lined up. He'll make the grab. Only had to move a couple steps to his left. 2 outs for Jacob Teeter. So McIntyre faced 1 over the minimum in his first inning back in the 6th. He's got an opportunity to do just that here again in the 7th, a mirror image of his first frame. McIntyre coming on in just a mere mop-up role, trying to hold this deficit right where it is. First pitch to Teeter, breaking ball low and outside. 9 runs on 10 hits for Wareham. We've touched upon it a bit throughout the broadcast. Wareham has put up double-digit runs in each of the 3 contests this season against Hyannis. Fastball on 1-0, swing and a miss from Teeter. The count levels. And Wareham certainly has the offense and are on pace to do that, just that again. They've reached double-digit hits to Hyannis' just 4. That'll happen when you run into perhaps the best arm on Cape Cod, Ian Bedell. McIntyre's 1-1. Fastball, Teeter sends it in the air to center. Teedosi over a couple steps, shading in, makes the grab on the move. That ends the inning. McIntyre again faces 4 batters in the inning, 1 over the minimum. He's faced 8, hasn't allowed a run, but Wareham still leads at 9-0 here from Spillane Field. We'll go to the 8th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis sends 8, 9, and 1 to the dish for action in the top of the 8th inning. Reliever for Wareham, Trey Dillard, back onto the hill for his 3rd inning of work tonight. He's following up the starter Ian Bedell, who worked 5 marvelous innings. Bryce Teodosio, Anthony Servideo, and Jordan Westberg, the 3 set to come up to the plate. First pitch from Dillard. Fastball pumped in at the knee, strike 1. For Teodosio on the night, 0 for 2. He's bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. That was in the 3rd inning. Also has flown out to left. That came in his most recent appearance back in the 5th. Weak swing and a ground ball out to short. Stems up with it, fields glove side, throw to first a bit low, but helped out by Teeter on the return in time. Bryce goes down for out number 1 here in the 8th inning. He's 0 for 3. That'll bring in Ole Miss Rebel Anthony Servideo, who'll take his cuts from the left side. 9-0, the Wareham Gatemen on top of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks in this one. And again, Wareham leads the season series 3-0. 2 more games set to take place in McKeon Park tomorrow afternoon. First pitch at 3 o'clock there. Servideo swings at the first pitch fastball and sends a dribbler down the right side past the Gateman dugout foul. Servideo entered the night a low average of 133, trying to help himself out a little bit. Kind of 0-1 on Trey Dillard. He's been absolutely spectacular tonight. Matter of fact, both arms for these Gatemen have been absolutely splendid. Servideo swings on this one, and 0-1 drilled to deep right field, sending back the right fielder Rudick at the wall, and it's gone. Anthony Servideo crushes one to deep right field. Absolutely hammers it, and he gets Hyannis on the board, 9-1. The first dinger of the summer for Anthony Servideo. Makes the trot around the bases and gets a helmet tack from college rival Jordan Westberg. But it's all smiles right now as Servideo deposits one over the wall and right to make it 9-1. That's just the 5th hit of the ballgame for Hyannis. Off the bat, it didn't appear that one had enough carry to get out. It got over the head of Rudick at the wall. And a wall scraper at that. Not good enough to get the job done. Hyannis puts their first run on the board. This is Jordan Westberg stepping in. He's reached base once, so 1 for 3 evening. Dillard set. Breaking ball. Westberg checked his swing, appeal to first, no go. The Mississippi State Bulldog, a .333 batter coming into action tonight. And of course, a late arrival for Hyannis this summer, but has made his mark felt as a weak wave and a miss through a low fastball runs the count to 2-1. Westberg seeing Trey Dillard for the first time, and Westberg in his college season was absolutely a vital piece of a Mississippi State team that went all the way to Omaha. As chops one to shortstop. Sims backpedals onto the grass. Strong throw to first, just gets Westberg by a step. Sims has been busy here in the 8th inning. That's a couple of nice plays from him. Westberg hit a hot shot right at him, played it on an in-between hop, backpedaled onto the grass and threw across his body to first to teeter in time. I'll bring in Ian Fair. Fair also seeing Dillard for the first time. He looks at a fastball in for a strike. Fair came into tonight a .403 hitter. Really's made the most of his opportunity here with Hyannis the second time around. He'd been sent home once earlier in the summer and just said he took some time to relax. He looks at a fastball in the dirt. Count evens a ball and a strike. But for Fair, maybe that's just what he needed. Try and get his head right. Came back to Hyannis, and he's been on a tear ever since. Right-hander stares him down. Pumps in a heater at the knees, a called strike 1 and 2. Nobody on, 2 down as this game rolls along here in the 8th inning. This game started at 6:44 was when first pitch was fired. It's now 9:08 here on the elbow of Massachusetts. 1-2 to Fair. Punch foul right side. Don't want to get back and out of play and be a souvenir as a couple of young fans go racing after it. Count stays at 1 and 2 to the Northeastern Husky Fair. Dillard going through the signs with his catcher Del Castillo. Lifts the leg and fires. Breaking ball upstairs. And for Ian Fair, really didn't make his mark felt at school that often. Didn't receive a lot of playing time as a fastball from Dillard sailed all the way to the backstop. Over the head of Del Castillo, no chance to pop up out of the crouch and go get it. That was Fair's freshman season. He didn't see a lot of action on the diamond. But in his sophomore season, really turned it around. Made 47 starts for the Husky squad. So he chops a 3-2 pitch foul. Just trickling off to the right side behind home plate. But Fair had a breakout sophomore season that perhaps garnered him the opportunity to come up here on Cape Cod. A .357 average, 8 home runs, and 33 RBIs to go along with it. Trying to pick up his second hit of the night right now. He's got a full count, 3 and 2 with 2 down. Nobody aboard in the Hyannis half of the 8th inning. 9-1, the Gateman lead as the payoff pitch comes in. Check swing down to first, and he went around. Pitch was low in the dirt. Fair unable to lay off of it as Dillard entices him just enough to get the bat head through the zone. Third strikeout for Trey Dillard. This one ends action in the top of the 8th inning. But Anthony Servideo launches his first home run of the summer to get Hyannis on the board. The Gatemen 9, the Harbor Hawks 1 here from Spillane Field. We'll go to the bottom of the inning when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Adrian Del Castillo set to lead things off here on the bottom of the 8th from Spillane Field. It's the hometown Gatemen on top of the Harbor Hawks 9-1. This game rolls to a conclusion here on the other side of the bridge in Wareham, Mass. Chad Gassman opts to go with his fourth arm out of the bullpen. As Del Castillo swings at the first pitch of the inning, sends it in the air to shallow left. Coming on strong, Rowdy Jordan. He'll make the catch on the run toward the infield. Now, Rowdy had a long way to go to cover that one. Makes the grab and a basket-style catch as Del Castillo goes down for the second time tonight. That'll bring up Dallas Beaver. The new hurler on the mound is Angus McCloskey, a new arrival here on Cape Cod for Hyannis, making his debut in an orange and blue uniform. Plays his college ball at Pace University. He'll face Dallas Beaver. Pumps in a fastball that rides just high. And for Angus McCloskey, picked up a record of 3-0 in 14 appearances with the Setters in 2019. He runs another fastball just high, 2-0. He's a hard-throwing righty at that. Stands at 6'2", 205. Went 18 innings, so a rather small sample size, but gave up 13 hits, just 9 earned runs. Fastball through the wickets of Hackenberg behind the plate. Well, the count moves to 3-0 on the hitter Dallas Beaver, who's been aboard once. Came around to score on a double back in the 4th inning. 3-0, swing and a miss. Count moves to 3-1. Or rather, we're going to have a defensive sub behind the plate. This is new arrival Joe Sullivan out of LaSalle College, and he's an interesting story. He comes from a D3 school. The 3-1 is hot shot on the ground toward first. Fair scoops it up on a hop. He'll tag the bag himself for the out. So quickly 2 up and 2 down. So a couple of Cape Cod debuts on hand here. And it's the new battery in the bottom of the 8th inning. Angus McCloskey on the hill. Joe Sullivan behind the plate. And Joe Sullivan, a local product from Cape Cod, hails from East Sandwich, Mass. 6'3", 215 for Joe behind the plate. Has been a long-time bullpen catcher for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks and played in the Futures Collegiate League with the Brockton Rocks. As the new hitter Benjamin Sems takes a look at a strike on an off-speed pitch. So a rather interesting story for Joe Sullivan, and cool for him to get a chance up here on Cape Cod with Hyannis. The fastball misses low and inside, count 1-1. And on the flip side for Angus McCloskey, the Pace University product. What a chance it is for him getting to come up here in the last week of the summer. Just try and open some eyes. 1-1. Another breaking ball, some good bite to that one. Picked up the bottom of the zone. Count 1-2 to the hitter, shortstop Sems. Once again, 9-1 here in the 8th inning. 1-2 comes in. Pop-up foul just over the press box, out of play. Wareham trying to hang on for their 4th win in the season series. They'll get 2 more cracks at Hyannis tomorrow. Harbor Hawks will return home for a doubleheader on a Sunday. First pitch at 3 o'clock. Sems hitting with a count of 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. How about that? A 1-2-3 inning for Angus McCloskey in his Cape Cod debut. Gets Del Castillo to fly out, a grounder to short from Beaver, and fans Benjamin Sems to end things in the 8th. So Angus McCloskey making his presence felt here at Spillane Field, but the Wareham Gatemen looking for the last laugh in the 9th. It's a score of 9-1 here from Wareham. We'll come back with Hyannis getting their last licks on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hunter Goodman set to lead things off in the top of the ninth. As Wareham turns to their third arm out of the bullpen, it's Rhode Island College product Michael Webb. Webb coming on to make his sixth appearance and fifth out of the bullpen for the Gatemen in 2019. Memphis Tiger Hunter Goodman batting from the right side will be the first man to greet him as things kick off in the top of the ninth. Webb winds and fires. Fastball, first pitch of the inning, in for a strike. Goodman tonight 0 for 3 with a trio of strikeouts. Trying to turn around a performance that is few and far in between for the Tiger here on Cape Cod this summer. Pop-up foul out of play. Breaking ball off speed. Goodman got it off the end of the bat. Sent it over the bleachers right side. Count no balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Olsen loosening up in the on-deck area. And for Michael Webb, a record of 1-1. 7.87 ERA as he comes home with a 0-2. Goodman puts it on the ground to short. Sems comes over to get it. Off balance throw to first. Picked, and it hits Goodman on the throw. That one got Goodman up high. The throw skipped from Sems, the shortstop, to the first baseman, Teeter. Goodman bending over down past the first base bag. Chad Gassman over by the mound checking on Goodman to make sure he's all right. The Memphis Tiger will just shake it off. That was a bit scary for a second as the ball hopped up high. Got Goodman somewhere on the upper body as he ran through the bag. But Hunter reaches safely at first. And it looks like Chad Gassman's going to play it the safe route and get a pinch runner in for Goodman. Well, that definitely perhaps the right decision. Looks like it'll be Rigsby Mosley coming out of the dugout to take over on the base pads as Gassman still checking on Goodman. So Hunter reaches, but it'll be Mosley to take over on the base pads as Goodman receives a hand as he walks off the field. So Rigsby Mosley makes an appearance here at Spillane as a pinch runner. That'll bring up the hitter Jackson Olsen from the left side. But Goodman put one on the ground to shortstop. Seps made a nice play coming to his right to get it, but the throw a bit offline. And just sneaking up and getting Goodman. So a scary play, but perhaps just precaution to get Goodman out of the game. 9-1 the score here from Spillane in the ninth inning. 1 on, nobody out for Hyannis. Webb winds and fires. Fastball in for a strike to Olsen. Jackson's seen one at bat tonight. Put one on a rope to Benjamin Sems at shortstop. He's been fairly busy out there tonight on the left side of the infield. 0-1. Fastball downstairs, into the dirt, in fact. Del Castillo gets it behind the plate. Count evens a ball and a strike. Well, for Michael Webb this season, coming on to try and shut the door on the 20th Wareham Gateman win of the season. Comes home with a 1-1 offering. Fastball just upstairs. It's been all heaters to Olsen so far in this at-bat. Webb's gone 8 innings this summer. Struck out 7, walked 2, and given up 12 hits. Lifts the leg and fires a 2-1. That's good for a strike on the outer part of the plate. Count levels to Jackson Olsen, 2-2. Hyannis has put up 1 run on 6 hits. The solo blast from Anthony Servideo, getting the lone tally on the board. Olsen swings and bloops one into shallow left center, falling fast and in for a hit. That drops in front of the left fielder Antico. Moving up to second, the pinch runner Rigsby Mosley. And Jackson Olsen gets contact for the second time. This one finding some outfield grass. He gets his first hit of the ball game. Now it'll be Brooks Carlson. So Brooks getting an opportunity to come to the plate here in the ninth inning with a couple aboard, nobody out. Hyannis trying to fend off a loss for the time being. They trail it by 8. Long way to go, but there's no clock in the sport for good reason as Webb plows in a fastball in the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 to Carlson. Brooks also 0 for 3 today. 0-1 from Webb. Slice foul off to the right, up and over the trees, out of play. So it was once a packed house here at Spillane Field tonight. The crowd has thinned out as the night has gone on. 2 stragglers remain. Webb working from the stretch with a couple aboard for Hyannis. An 0-2 count to the right-handed hitting Stanford product Carlson. He pops one up over the press box, back and out of play. So for Brooks this summer, hitting just 140 with runners aboard. He has picked up 4 of his 5 RBIs in that spot. Pitch. Fastball again popped up. Right side out of play. Carlson hanging tough with 2 strikes on Webb. Webb in search of his 8th strikeout of his summer here on Cape Cod. Carlson not making it easy for him. He's giving up back-to-back hits. Brooks trying to continue the train here in the 9th inning as an 0-2. Breaking ball misses away. Webb's last appearance came on July the 19th against the Falmouth Commodores, who have won 11 straight now. 1-2 to Carlson. Fastball in the air to right field, sending back Rudick toward the track, still backpedaling. He'll settle under it and make the grab. Mosley's going to attack for second and head for third. No advance for Jackson Olsen at first, so it'll be men on the corners as Carlson flies out to right field for Adam Hackenberg. Or rather, it'll be Joe Sullivan, who came in as a defensive replacement just an inning ago. So Joe Sullivan, how about this for a story? Comes from LaSalle College, where he plays his college ball, a Division III school, but getting his first crack at a Cape Cod League at bat as he stands in from the left side with 2 men on for Hyannis here in the 9th and 1 out at Spillane Field. Webb winds and fires. Fastball. Sullivan cracks one down the right field line, but it's going to hook well foul. Well, Sullivan waking some people up with that long fly ball. A loud first strike of the at-bat. Adam Hackenberg exits the ball game 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. 0-1 to Sullivan. Fastball swung on, went up and out of the zone to get it. Popped it foul behind the press box. No balls, 2 strikes. And for Sullivan, spent some time in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League with the Brockton Rocks. Also been a longtime bullpen catcher for the Harbor Hawks. Getting a crack on the main roster here with an 0-2 pitch coming. Fastball swung and a miss, strike 3. So Sullivan goes down in his first plate appearance. That'll send up Rowdy Jordan to the plate. The Webb fan Sullivan for the second out here in the 9th inning. 2 runners still stranded aboard. Rigsby Mosley at third base. Jackson Olsen the runner over at first. Hyannis trying to fend off their 30th loss of the season. A couple of more pitches as Jordan laces one toward the Hyannis dugout and gets off the railing. That was right below us, and wow, that'll wake you up. Oh my.
Woke me up.
Wow. That was a hot shot off the bat as Jordan sent one off the fencing that protects the baseline of the Hyannis dugout.
And now all these guys are sitting down in the dugout behind the fence. They're not taking a chance.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him as Webb comes home with an 0-1. Breaking ball runs away. Kind of ball and a strike. And Jordan's had some interesting at-bats this season. He's let go of a few that have gone flying into foul ground. That one on a rope, waking up some teammates in the third base dugout. Webb set, kicks and delivers a 1-1. Jordan swings in the air to left center field. This might do it. Antico and Ward racing over. It'll be Antico to make the catch on the run, and that's the ball game. Rowdy Jordan flies out to end it. And the Wareham Gatemen hang on for their 20th win of the season. They tack on a couple more points in the standings, and they take their 4th game over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks this season. 9-1 the final, and Lyle, tonight, name of the game, just the pitching not there and the offense struggle.
Well, it's what Wareham's done best all season. 1, the offense came around again. You couldn't expect it to hold off forever, as Wareham is one of the best offensive teams, if not the best on the Cape. They put up 9 runs tonight. They put up those 4 runs in inning number 4 and 4 runs in inning number 5. They absolutely piled it on during the middle of the ball game. So that's phase 1. Phase 2 is they send the best pitcher on the Cape to go out and do what he does best. Ian Bedell, 5 shutout innings. He was absolutely marvelous. 8 strikeouts. I mean, nobody could touch the guy. So when you have those 2 things working like Wareham did tonight and pretty much like they have all season, it's going to translate to a win.
And Ian Bedell was absolutely marvelous in this ballgame. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, no runs, no walks, struck out 8. But the 2 guys that followed him, Trey Dillard and Michael Webb, held down the fort nicely as Hyannis has had an offense this season known to put up some runs in bunches later on in ball games. And last time they were here at Spillane Field, they did just that. They put up 10. But tonight, a lone run on the board, courtesy of an Anthony Servideo home run, his first of the summer. But nowhere near enough to hold off the hometown Gatemen tonight. Final score was 9-1. Wareham takes their fourth contest of the season over Hyannis. 2 more set to ensue from McKeon Park tomorrow. Wareham has now outscored Hyannis in the season series 43-17. Highlights in the game for Wareham. Braden Ward had himself a night, 3 RBIs, a couple of hits. Following him, Matt McLean and Chad Stevens combined for a 2-for-5 night. But Matt McLean picked up a pair of RBIs himself. Benjamin Sems added 1, and Zach Mathis totaled 1 to that as well. So Wareham, once again, the final score and the final lines for each team in the ballgame tonight. For the victorious Wareham Gatemen, 9 runs on 10 hits and no errors. For Hyannis, who falls to 7-30-1 on the season, 1 run on 7 hits and 2 errors. So tomorrow, these Wareham Gatemen will come across the bridge to McKeon Park for a double dip. First pitch set for 3 o'clock. But for Lyle Goldstein, I'm Brennan Howe, signing off here tonight from Spillane Field. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
What?
It's just a joke.
What do you expect at this point?
Are you live on Facebook?
Yeah.
I didn't know we did that.
He does it.
I do it.
On your personal
I've thought
one?
about doing it
Doing
before.
what? Like, what do you do with it?
It's just for people to
Gotcha.
YouTube. It's for like.
Did you do it the whole game or just like an inning?
No, I did it for my solo inning.
Nice.
I usually try and do it at the end of the games.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You guys want to record anything? I'm asking the question. You want to do a hot dog? We can. I got all the stuff. It's up to you if you want to try and do something. Now, when was the last time we did that?
That's fair. I'm trying to think. We did one a couple nights ago. We do one after.
Before or after we got eliminated?
Fair.
There's a couple. You can do a minute there.
That's fair.
I know you can get Matt in. Bring Matt on.
Bring me on.
It's all right.
Famous.
Brennan, I think it's your turn to host. So is that all right? We just do one quick.
Yeah, that's fine. Not too short one.
We can go home. That was the funniest part. The whole game. After Anthony a home run, the bullpen yelled in, "We can go home."
I think it says, can we go home now? It's even funnier that we can't.
Wareham had scored double-digit runs in every game against us coming into tonight, and I was really hoping you would do it again.
Well,
Hey, you know what? It's small victories.
you are correct. It just was, 117. Wow.
I was saying to Harrison, with the opponents we have left, I think it's a legit shot hitting 150 in the deficit.
I don't know if we quite get there, but
You never know.
Here's
The way Falmouth's playing right now.
The silver lining.